I didn't sell out, son. I bought in. Keep that in mind.
Welcome to the Independent Characters, episode 271. This is Carl.
This is Josh.
What?
I'm back, baby.
What? We were supposed to have stop laughing, show. We're recording. We were supposed to have a full house tonight, but Adon missed the message that we had settled on the 15th to record, and we're stuck at his time too. It's like 8:30 at night when we're recording this.
I'm gonna be home so late.
What did you say? Well, he's 75.
He's like 75. So, technology's hard and sundowners is a thing.
Oh, he's going to hate that.
I'm kidding.
He's going to hate that.
Peace and love.
Next episode will probably be all three of us, unless we're covering Necromonday. He doesn't like Necromonday.
That's true.
We'll see. We'll see what he thinks about that. Okay. Anyway, this show, episode 271, sponsored by Liam Williams and Alex Wilson on our Patreon. Thank you so much for your support. And as always, we're part of the Goonhammer Media Network, so you can check out more information at media.goonhammer.com for more shows and info. And then this was supposed to be our end of year episode where all three of us would talk.
Yeah. The reunion.
For the first time
at the end. Yeah.
Well, now it's just you and I.
Yeah. Well, it's still a reunion.
Yeah, it is, because I haven't seen you in a while.
It's been a while. Yeah. This year's been.
What's really gotten you the last few months? It's been housework because
so we're doing a bunch of house projects.
A lot.
Like this entire year has been nonstop house projects with bathroom, living room, family room, bedroom, another bathroom. Like it's been a stupid amount. But I'm freelance self-employed, so I can't say no to work, and I need to work as much as I can when it's there, because
especially in this current
coming into winter and our current environment, like things are going to be a little slim for me for the next couple months. So I needed to save up as much as I could there, and just So it's just been way too much work. But
well, listen, you're always welcome back.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
I love you and miss you, man.
Love you too.
All right, so let's jump into Elite Choice. You know what? I will mention Adon since it's in the notes.
Yeah. It's a worthy cause.
It's a worthy cause. Yeah. But before we do that, we have a special review of Grenial Vex.
Oh yeah, nice.
Dave Gormley.
Yep, good orc, that guy.
Congratulations, Dave Gormley, on being inducted into the Elite Choice Hall of Legends.
Absolutely, well deserved.
Yeah. Dave has been a pillar of the community for a long time. Not just our
Golden Demon winning Dave Gormley.
Is he?
He is.
I got to do something about this. I'm never going to win a Golden Demon.
To Dave's credit, he does say he won it a long time ago, which was much easier back then compared to
it was
to
different.
These days. But
Dave
is still a very talented fellow. So.
He's incredibly talented. He's as I said, a pillar of the community, not just ours, but like the 40K community.
Yeah.
People know him at events.
Yeah.
They know him at the narrative event. They know him at Adepticon. He's very well known. He's pleasant to be around. He's super fun. Look, I've got pictures of pretty much only his orcs, but quantity has a quality all its own.
Yeah.
And not only that, they are also quality.
Absolutely.
I mean, absolutely beautiful stuff. He does cosplay stuff that looks amazing. And he has an incredible Legions Imperialis force he painted up as well. So this is a guy that I think everybody in the community knows and likes, and he does a lot for us, and just is just a great champion. And Dave,
absolutely,
we're happy to admit you into the Elite Choice Hall of Legends. I will reach out to you soon about your shirt and what we do there. So nice. We'll be in touch soon.
Well deserved, Dave. Welcome.
Yeah. So okay, now our Elite Choices. I chose this. I think is the second time I've chosen this person.
I think it's like the fourth.
Is it?
I think so.
We'll have to go back and check.
That's
not automatic entry.
Yeah, right. There were some nights that,
but this guy
from a while back,
Aditya M.
Yeah,
and his Astreus, and I know he's still working on it.
Yeah,
in these photos that I picked this like a couple weeks ago. At this,
it's
point.
gorgeous.
But he's gone above and beyond what I ever would have done on this vehicle.
Yeah,
it looks amazing. The highlighting on it is absolutely insane. Like you can see, this is the kind of stuff that Caleb talks about, the way it's modulation,
the panel shading and highlighting, and freehand on there, or the caution stripes around where the turret goes, and
so well done,
really nice use of color theory with that kind of the blue and orange.
Now,
just such a nice contrast.
It may look a little bit like the Denver Broncos colors, Shell. So that may be one reason that I liked it, because she's a huge Denver Broncos fan. Yeah, garbage ass team from Ted Lasso. But realistically, like, this is an incredible project. It is a huge hunk of resin.
Yeah.
And this thing is going to look incredible on the table. Absolutely incredible.
I remember Dan Boyd talking about how much she hated painting his Asturias.
That's because he does ridiculous amounts of edge highlighting, which he has started doing with DTS. So this is just fantastic. I can't wait to see this thing finished. Great work, man.
That's a monster, and it's beautifully executed.
What'd you pick, Josh?
So I let's see if I can pronounce the name here. I might butcher it, but it's
Yehosenfei.
Yehosenfei. Rough Rider Sergeant, who is demoted from a Death Rider Commander, which is a big demotion, as called out in there. So this is actually a rebasing that has been done. So the model had already been painted, but now rebased into a very fitting, like, trench warfare, kind of grungy, muddy. Got razor wire,
kind of
things
Krieg
like that.
Looking.
Very Krieg looking. Very of that World War I trench warfare aesthetic going on there. Which it's just a beautiful model. It's really tied in well. The base brings the theme to life, I think, very well. There were a couple other comments in Discord that Jehosenfei had mentioned about practicing their photography also. So it's also just a nice call out for the photography.
To you.
Like, I mean, obviously I'm a professional photographer, but I appreciate the photography and just kind of finding the golden angle, the heroic angle to take the photo with, using a nice backdrop, like good lighting, good model.
When you take a picture like this, do you take like 100 pictures of it at all the angles and then look through the pictures and go, that's the best one?
I take one.
You're full of baloney.
No, I've been doing it
so you've done it for long enough now. For me, I take like 100 pictures and I'm like, I think this one looks best.
You would be surprised how few photos I take, because it's just like with lighting and composition and angle, like it's just this is what I've done.
It's like
professionally 20 years and amateur for 15 years on top of that. I'm not that old, but
it looks great.
Yeah. So it's just a really well painted model that it's super cohesive. Like, it tells a story in and of itself, and the base is a really nice touch. So, and nice photography to boot. So
nice.
That was the call out for me.
Adon chose, since he's not here, I'll speak for him, Alex Lowmaster and his Legion of the Damned stand-in for a drop pod.
Yes. Yeah.
This is such a cool... It's been such a cool project to watch, like, all along, but this is like a brilliant idea.
Yep.
A brilliant idea. So great stuff. Like, I love the flame effects he does. Like, the whole thing is kind of coming together. It's
like the guys on fire with chain swords, like, coming out of the flame. It's just incredible.
Legion of the Damned are like, they were one of my favorite
I wish they still existed.
And I wish they still exist. So cool. I used to use them all the time when I had those Ultramarines.
Absolutely. I remember.
It's a great effect.
Yeah. All the plasma.
I loved them. I love it. So it kind of speaks to me. And then last but not least, Shell's Kiss. Shell chose Dark Danigan and his Eldar Farseer, which I don't have the picture of the back in our notes, but I'll add it. She likes the cloak. The cloak has like that starry nebula effect.
A couple of the stars spilling over the side there.
It looks really cool. I've actually been a huge fan of that effect too. I've seen like entire wave serpents and stuff painted with it.
Yeah. This color scheme really looks like
speaks to you.
Well, I like the orange and the black, and it goes well. But it also really reminds me of the Warhammer TV. There's a bolter and chainsword that had the Eldar. It was a warlock going onto a craft world, like trying to find soul stones. And this really reminds me of that same kind of color scheme too, which is just it's a beautiful execution all around.
It's great stuff.
I'll have to go find the back of the cloak.
Great stuff. Yeah. This is just really fantastic work, man. Nice pick on Shell's part too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
it doesn't even have purple in it.
It doesn't even have purple in it. In fact, it has orange in it, which I don't know is one of her favorite colors. So,
except for those Broncos.
Except for the Broncos. Yeah. So, okay. Let's go ahead and then launch into. So, what we're gonna do this episode is we're gonna talk about kind of some milestone effects and things that we reached and things we want to point out over the course of 2025. and kind of our highlights reel. We used to do these end of year episodes where we would go through literally every release.
Yeah. A recap of everything Games Workshop.
Yeah, and it felt, I don't know. I think there's more focus more on the quality than on the quantity of things. There was a lot of stuff released.
It felt tedious.
And it felt tedious. Yeah, I thought so. So certainly putting the list together was tedious, but I kind of like this approach we took. We took this approach, I think, last year and maybe even the year before that. But before we get into that, I have a message on our recording. You can call and leave us a voicemail.
Little voicemail.
2 minutes long.
It's been fun listening to a few that have come in.
Well, let's see what you think of this one.
Hey guys, this is Spencer, also known as Warboss Wah in the Discord. I've been listening to the show off and on for years now, and recently listened to the episode on Imperial Knights and Chaos Knights that you guys did. And it just got me thinking about the design space around or in that army that could still be explored a little further. Because I always felt like they were just still missing something. And I think a lot of that gets made up for by allying in Imperial Guard or Chaos Demons or something to make them feel a little bit more like a standard Warhammer army.
Yep, agreed.
And so it just got me thinking, what if they started to make Imperial Knights or Chaos Knights for that matter, the Warhammer 40,000 version of Bretonnia from Warhammer Fantasy Battles. What I mean by that is sort of an army of like noblemen or noble houses or noble knights in their house going off to war, but all of those knights, they're supported by dozens of just regular people at least. And I feel like diving into maybe that aspect of things could be a really unique, interesting way to flesh out the army so they don't have to rely on things like Imperial Guard or Chaos Demons, and could give them a really unique, different sort of feel of having like an Imperial citizenry that's allied to this Knight House, but is still part of the Imperium. And instead of being a militarized force like, say, the Imperial Guard or like Chaos Demons or something. So anyway, just thought that would be kind of an interesting thing. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it.
Okay. I think he's 100% right.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, without a doubt. This is even, I think, what we try to achieve when I talked in the Chaos Knights episode about how I found this one faction in a picture of the knight supported by Chaos Space Marines.
Right.
And this guy, I agree with him 100%. Yeah. That is exactly what I want to see. And it's actually a very interesting take on it where that army could add additional units that are ground troops.
Yes.
And they are dedicated to that. I think it's actually a brilliant idea.
And you can do some really unique units too that are tied to the Knight household. They're not just guard. They're not chaos heretics. Like they're not cultists. They are planetary defense force, or they are like vassals of kind this of Knight household.
You could have like also a mix of like Admech-y type guys
absolutely.
in there.
Yeah,
and
that's exactly I think too. Yeah.
I think it's a brilliant idea, and I'm 100% behind you, Spencer. I think they should absolutely do that. So
I think they would make it more fun and dynamic to both play and play against.
Agreed.
Yeah,
agreed. 100%. So nothing wrong there.
Let's do that.
All right. Cool. Well, with that said,
all right, good show.
Yeah, good show. That's it. We're done. Let's move into Workbench, hobby progress.
Sounds good.
You haven't been on for a while, so we'll talk about yours after mine. Mine's pretty quick. I haven't done much. Again, I'm still sidetracked with stupid video games and work. I can make up a ton of other excuses, but I'm just choosing to spend my time elsewhere at the moment.
Yeah, totally.
I do have all my armored pieces for my Knight Abominant and my War Dogs all primed and ready to paint. I do need to get on those. We'll talk about that later because there's like some commitments we're going to make here. But I mean, that's going to be my initial project finishing this year and going into next year. So.
Yeah. Nice. Just riding the night train.
Yeah. I mean, well, we've also got this thing in February. I've been talking about the Chaos stuff versus Necrons. And so I want those to be a part of that. Yeah. So that's got to be done by February. But quite honestly, I think I'm going to be able accomplish that. Like one of the things that's been holding me back a little bit, making me hold myself back, is I'm running into that same problem I ran into with my original Black Legion, which was I'm like, well, how do I want to do these? And finally I was just like, you know what? I'm going to do them just like my other night. They're going to be like this. These are going to be the colors.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go super unique on it. This is what it's going to be. It's all going to look great when it's done. Let's just move forward. So
don't get hung up on it.
You know, Caleb goes, I thought I was going to paint these for you. I'm like, dude, first of all, I feel like I'm taking advantage of you. Second off, if I ever want to add something to it, then I got to go back to you. I'm like, I'm just going to paint them, you know?
Yeah.
If you really want to paint something for me, you can paint my Warhound again.
Oh, yeah.
Bring it up, which he's threatened to steal a couple times.
Bring it up to the Reaver standard.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So, okay, what have you been working on?
Yeah, so I have been busy, but not completely idle. I actually had not picked up a paintbrush in about 5 months, but I had been doing a bunch of assembling and then have recently done some painting. So all of my Eldar that I've been working towards have
they were kind of sidelined for a bit as you finished up.
I was doing a bunch of Legion. So this has been a weird year, I'll say, in that almost all games and hobby that I have done this entire year have been event based.
Yeah.
Like I've been hobbying for events. I have only played games in events. I think I've played 3 games outside of events.
Even if they're smaller events, like 5 or 6 of us.
Like one of them was, the Mortime weekend. It's like, okay, I'm going to do a bunch of terrain. I'm going to print out a whole board for that and print up a warband and then paint the warband. And so anyways, in the last, recently I've been building all my Eldar. So I've been assembling it all. I have pretty much my 2K list is pretty much fully assembled.
Okay.
So I can.
And by the way, you also went through a revamp because like the codex.
Oh, it's probably changed like 4 times since I
points
made the first
reevaluations
list and like keeps going up and down, and then they're like changing rules. So it's actually, for me, somebody who's playing so many different games in general, it's a little it's slightly frustrating, and that it does change so often because I'm not playing as frequently as people who are just playing 40K.
Right.
Because like the lists I keep trying to build and paint towards
they keep
keep changing. Yeah. So I'm like, which is part of why I'm like, I'm just going to keep building. And then I'll when I finally have the bandwidth to pull the trigger and get a good batch of painting done, the army paints up pretty quick. I will be able to have that done. And ideally I'm going to have this done for Adepticon, but we'll see how. I'm not going to put the pressure on myself because I am working on a bunch of other stuff also, but I would love to have this army ready for Adepticon.
All right.
And we'll see. All the new Space Marine Legions Imperialis tanks that have come out in the last couple. Like I have an entire parking lot I'm working on right now. There are so many tanks that have come out for the Adeptus Astartes, and I love painting the tanks. So I have this.
The tanks were fine.
I think I'm painting 25 to 30 tanks right now, and just one big batch. But it's really enjoyable. So,
but I did not find the infantry enjoyable.
Infantry are the tax that you pay,
and you would think. Like, oh, what does it take? It doesn't take much. It's just
there's
nothing appealing about it.
Yeah, I mean, they're tiny. They do have a decent amount of detail if you want to pay attention to
tiny.
it. So and they're tiny. I definitely had to get some magnifying glasses to paint. Like I did eye lenses on infantry at 8mm scale, which was probably stupid, but I did it and it was fun. Anyways, you don't need a ton of infantry, but infantry do win you the game. So they're important to have. But anyways, the tanks are just dessert. Like they're super fun. They were fun to build, and I'm having a good time painting them.
As they came out, I knew you were clicking order buttons.
Absolutely.
So
So that's been happening. And then I tried to resist because I play way too many games.
So weak.
But Trench Crusade bit me. Listening to guys like Dan Osborne and Dave Taylor about just how much they're loving the game and the aesthetics, and it's a skirmish game. So
here's the other thing.
It got me.
I saw that they're releasing plastics now.
They are, because they're doing very well.
So I'm like, okay, I mean,
that has more appeal for you than self-printing resin.
Yeah. And also, like, I mean, honestly, what does it take to paint up one of these? It's not is not very
a starting warband is like 7 models.
And we'll talk about warbands in a little bit because this you could knock out in no time. So.
Yeah. So I got the bug. I printed up 2 warbands. I printed up a Prussian warband, even though the plastics just came out for that. They're not really super readily available in the US right now. I did some digital kit bashing to design my own, and then printed them up, painted them, and then I also did a Court of the Seven, printed and painted.
I really hate how talented you are. I really do.
I'm actually very happy with how these have turned out.
That's awesome.
I feel like this has been a little push of the hobby with these projects too, and which is super fun to focus on something because again, I'm doing like 8-10 models at a time.
Yeah.
And that's an entire warband. That's everything you need to play forever with that, unless new stuff comes out. But
which it will.
Which is fine. So then you pick up a couple things. But I always like using small warband projects like this as a time to push my hobby to the next level and like just incremental progress of like I'm going to try something new because it's 8 models. I'm going to try something new because it's 8 more models of a different color scheme and things like that. So yeah, very happy with how these have been coming out.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. You actually recommended this next section, which was like our hobby highlights from 2025.
Yeah.
So kind of like what you worked on, what you were proud to work on in 2025.
Yeah.
Let's alternate.
Okay.
Since it's just 2 of us.
There you go.
You do one, then I'll do one, and then you do 10, and then I'll do one.
My list is slightly longer.
2, I'll do 1, then you do 2, I'll do 1, then you do 2, and I'll do 1.
So
then we'll wrap up with you.
I did mine chronologically here, so
I didn't put that
kind of start to finish, but started the year painting the last few Sharkadons that I needed for what was at that time the 2,000 point list that I wanted to play at War on the Shore.
Yeah.
So that was I think final touches on a couple characters. It was like Attack Marine, finishing touches on a Vindicator. I think doing the flame effects on my jump intercessors, the jump pack flame, things like that. So that was kind of the big push for January. And then as I was getting ready towards Adepticon, I painted up a Direwolf Titan for Adeptus Titanicus because Dan and Osborne and I did the doubles event there, and I only wanted to take Warhound chassis Titans because I almost never play them because in the lore, Legio's Dystobiax, the Legio that I play, sees them as a waste of materials. They're like, if it's not a Reaver or a Warlord, it's not worth building because they don't do a lot of scouting operations. So thematically, I've embraced that and don't play them that often, but I do have 5 and they're super fun. So I only took Warhound chassis Titans and had a blast with that. So I got the Direwolf painted up, and then I also, for Adepticon, was doing a bunch of small scale skirmish games. So I painted up a bunch of Shatterpoint warbands, strike teams is what they call them there.
Yeah.
And then also Bushido is a kind of a fantasy,
so Trench Crusade, huh?
Mythical Japanese, skirmish game also.
Yeah. I'm aware.
Yeah. It's the skirmish games. Like they get me again because it's like 10 models and
it takes no time.
And it's not the lie that boarding action is for Horus Heresy players.
No.
Like, it's just a boarding action force, which always turns into a 3,000 point army.
Okay, but here's
these
the
are
thing.
one and done.
And but then you play Bushido and then like I never hear about it again.
Oh, it's super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When was the last time you played Bushido?
Earlier this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is December. I'm just saying.
You want to talk about how many games I've played this year?
I mean,
Bushido I played half as many Bushido games as I did 40K.
Okay. But my point, fair enough. But my point is like, I don't know. I mean, to each their own. Like Sky is very much a hobby,
That's part of my problem too, is the Santa Cruz community is not 40K interested at all right now. So we are all like skirmish specialist game guys, which is hard to pin down a game or system.
Yeah.
I actually made a list in my notes on phone that was just called like I play too many games, and it listed every single game that I have painted models for, and it's like 15 games.
All right. All right.
So anyways, that was my 2.
Okay. So I did at the beginning of the year, both prior and then after Adepticon, because actually I waited for Adepticon to buy this model that I could then kit bash with Vastor, the Archifane.
Yeah.
And so I had added a few units of Black Legion here and there. I had done some work on some of Shell's Night Lord stuff, but then getting this model, like I'd had this concept for a while, and I'd seen the model online, but I wanted to see it in person so I could make sure, this will be the right scale.
Yeah.
I ended up kit bashing a creature caster model with Vashdor to make my own guy.
It turned out great.
And I finished him just in time for them to update the rules on him, and he became amazing.
Oh yeah!
So it was like
he was okay before. Right?
He was actually pretty bad.
Okay.
And then he got like great.
Yeah, nice.
And so I did that and completed a few more of my demon engines, so I could have that whole demon engine list, which I just absolutely love.
Nice.
Super fun to play.
Nice.
Again, I'm a super fan of Chaos Space Marine Codex. I feel like the way they do, your different types of
each detachment really unlocks a different play
the
style.
detachments are so different from each other that you get a lot more mileage out of a book and out of the rules. And even when they add like new bonus detachments for Grotmus or whatever, all of a sudden you're like, oh, I've got another way to try this. And maybe I have to paint up a couple units to now do that list, and that's achievable and easily accomplished. So I was very proud of the Vashdor, the Archifane, the way he came out. For those listeners in the Badcast community who have pressed me to do the reverse conversion, where the woman with the 8 boobs is on the legs of Vashdor.
Skinny little demon legs.
I will at some point.
Okay,
I have those pieces. I will put it together. I will never field that unit. I will just do it as a joke unit.
Although you
model.
have those cool mechanical wings on the...
Yeah. I think... Did I? No, I included them on.
You used those? Okay.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I
So anyway, I overall really happy with the way that model came out. Really happy getting him on the table. I think he looks ominous and threatening on the table. He's fun. It's a great list. So that was kind of one of my big accomplishments early in the year.
Nice. Yeah. If he's got aspirations to become the 5th Chaos God, you better look the part.
That's right. All right. Well, give me 2 more.
Okay. So I'm going to go to Fantasyland here a little bit.
Yeah.
And 2 things. One I forgot to include here is I did, in fact, paint a Mordheim warband. We painted up a Witch Hunter warband for Mordheim for a Mordheim campaign weekend that we ran in the Santa Cruz Mountains, which was a really good time and super fun getting back into that game after many years of not having played it. I did play when it came out and had many fond memories of those campaigns in my earlier days. Mm-hmm. So it was super fun to get back to that. And then there was a old world escalation league that Sky was running through his shop, which was kind of a slow grow escalation league. Paint up a fantasy army. So I did paint up a Vampire Counts army. Mm-hmm. For that, which also doubles as, because I found a nifty little basing system, Age of Sigmar. So I do have Age of Sigmar Soulblight Gravelords that are also fully compatible with the old world Vampire Counts. So I've got...
How much old world is that crew playing now?
That store and crew is pretty much exclusively old world.
So they're still playing?
They're still playing.
Okay.
They are square-based fiends, and that's the local store scene right now is all about the old world.
Santa Cruz.
Yeah, for Santa Cruz.
For those who don't know, like just geographically speaking, like I am over some mountains from Josh. Josh is near the coast where Santa Cruz is. And then you have to come over these mountains, and it's a windy, lengthy road.
We're probably like 14 miles away from each other, but it's an hour to get there because of going around the mountain ranges. Yeah,
as the Jump Pack Marine goes,
totally.
But yeah, I mean, it takes a while to get here. So like where Josh is playing is not. They're different ecosystems,
right? Yeah.
Than where I'm playing,
and even where I'm playing, like I have to go to the mountains, which is like 40 minutes away from where I live to get to the.
And so for me though, like. I'm either playing here or I'm playing at the club downtown San Jose, and that's all 40K stuff right now. So yeah. Okay. My next thing was you mentioned earlier was the warband for Mordheim.
Yeah.
Now I had never played Mordheim before, but I'd always been Mordheim curious ever since going up to Endgame in Oakland, which is rest in peace.
Yeah.
And seeing there was a person there running a Mordheim campaign. And our buddy Andrew, who Aaron used to call Commander, Andrew was involved in that. He was playing like ogres or something in that. And I just, the terrain was amazing that God made.
Yeah.
So I painted up a Skaven warband out of the Skaven Tide set that I had got at Adepticon for free. And I was like, okay, I'm going to I'll use this for my Mordheim stuff.
That was part of your VIG bag or something?
Yeah, like I didn't get the VIG bag, but somebody was like getting rid of it,
them away.
and I was just like, I'll take it.
Yeah,
and
cool
so
models.
I took it out of the package and put it in my suitcase and brought it home. So the interesting thing here was, as you said, painting up a warband doesn't take much. I painted up a warband. Now, having never played Necromunda, or excuse me, Mordheim before, I made a force incredibly wrong for Skaven. Like I had armor on all my guys and not understanding, this is not the best way to build a Skaven build. And so, as I got there, people were like, oh, so do all your Skavens have slings? And I'm like, no.
Should I
Should I have done that? And I got myrtleized the first day. I mean, I was beat so bad. I left kind of dejected. Like my force had been destroyed.
Yeah.
It was unplayable.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I'm going to come back tomorrow and I'm going to have changed my force. So I came home and I painted up like 3 or 4 more models.
Yeah.
And then re-equipped everything and came back the next day.
That's a true campaigning a weekend feel, right?
And I had a great time. But I mean, speed paint.
Yeah.
I loved, like, this was something I had kind of envisioned for a long time because I really do like Skaven in Age of Sigmar. I liked them in Old World too. I don't play that game. Like, I like the concept of them.
Yeah.
Especially from the role playing the enemy within.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so when that Skaven Tide set came out, I was like, I would speed paint that thing up and use it as a spearhead, it's what they call spearhead.
Spearhead, yeah.
And so I have all the stuff for it.
Yeah.
If I get to it, I get to it. It's not number one on my list, but Don keeps pushing me to play spearhead.
Spearhead is a really fun way to play. So
I hear it's great.
My brother in Japan getting back into the hobby after like a 25-year hiatus, playing Spearhead in Japan.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
awesome.
sure it's very easy to get into. I just, unlike you and your crew up in Santa Cruz, like I'm kind of mono God focused.
Yeah. I mean, being focused has its perks. Variety is the spice of life, but
hey, you say tomato, I say tomato. But I really did enjoy that Mordheim weekend. I got a ton of this stuff painted up, but not only that, I also printed out a ton of the terrain that we used and painted up that terrain in a mad dash. And I didn't get all of it done. There's still a large tower I didn't get finished, but I'll finish that up at some point when we go do another Mordheim.
We have so much amazing terrain for Mordheim and other skirmish
that's
games.
The other thing that made that game so accessible was 3D printing. Yeah. I mean, like, before I must have watched tons of videos as we were getting closer to this weekend of people custom building this terrain. And I'm like, nope. Like I'm just printing and I'm just looking over the 2 printers running and I'm like, oh, keep going, boys.
Building that stuff right is really a hobby of its own.
It's incredible.
Which is incredible. Like people who do it right,
I just don't have it in me.
Amazing. It's just the amount of time and dedication going into that versus painting or playing. And
all right, give me 2 more. I didn't cover everything I did. I just picked a few highlights.
I had a lot of highlights.
Yeah.
I did.
And a lot of edging. All right, what next? Yes.
Next up, I painted my Taurus Venator and my Hambot for Westermunda, plus all the I res and printed a bunch of little cowboy hats
That's right.
to make my sheriffs more Western themed.
What a great event!
Such a great event.
I'm so disappointed I couldn't go, but man, I'm so glad you guys had a good time. I will make the next event.
It was stupidly good time, and that was just a ton of fun. And then, as I mentioned, I've just been building Elder like crazy in anticipation of getting a big batch of painting going.
Yeah.
Legions of Perilous have a huge batch in progress, again, which I mentioned in my hobby progress, because that's been more recently. I do have a couple of Sharkadon characters that I am working on that it's like 3 characters that really change how the list plays.
Yeah.
So I have, the core of the list is the same, but then these 3 characters will unlock just different flavors of how the game plays. So I've been doing a ton of fun conversion work on those, not painted yet, but in the conversion process on those and enjoying it. And then I painted up 2 Trench Crusade warbands.
And the last thing I have to add is I painted up that Gazgul Thraka I had for
that's
for
right.
Aaron.
Yeah.
And it was one of those cases where like I said, like Aaron always does really nice things for all of us, and we tease him a lot and he takes it with like a Don. He takes it in really good fun and
good fellas,
and he's just like a great guy. And I was like, I want to do something for Aaron, and I have this model. sitting here, and I'm like, I'm going to paint this up for Aaron. And the other thing I liked about that project was I really pushed my speed paint
Nice.
and slap chop method on that. Like I thought, here's a model that might lend itself well to slap chop.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it did. And there were parts of it where like most of the speed paint stuff I use, whether it's the Citadel contrast paint or the Army Painter speed paint, the blacks are really black.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and so I went really hard on like the white highlights prior to putting that speed paint on. And it still dulled it down a lot. And then I went back and dry brushed over some of that just to catch the edges with a sharp white.
Yeah.
And man, it really worked well.
Yeah.
And like I looked at that model when I was done. I was like, this is a great looking model.
Nice.
And you know, look, there's no cheating. I think speed paints have their place, and I love using them.
It's a legitimate strategy.
I use them in a lot of ways. I will use them in part on some models, while I use traditional painting methods on other things. In particular, I think they do great jobs on like cloaks and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so I will, you know, like slap chop the cloak.
Yep.
But then do the rest of the model normal, and then do speed paint on the cloak, and then some highlights, and I think it just works fantastic. So
nice.
So yeah, that was, I think, for me,
I'll have to
the three big highlights.
Just
it's fun. It's fun, and the other thing about the speed paint, I mean, it's in the name, like how fast you do it.
I have such an established style of how I paint and like methodology to it, but it's definitely slow. So there's,
but I mean, like
there's time
for Skaven, for the thing. I mean,
why fur especially, and the browns are amazing.
The browns are fantastic. The furs, the leathers, you know, the reds are very good. And we've been playing recently. We played again. Aaron and Martin and I have been playing Curse City. And so we came back and played a second round of Curse City. And boy, did we get, we're like, this game's easy. Oh no. You know, like it immediately turns on you. And I painted all those models with speed paint stuff, and they look fantastic.
Nice.
They look fantastic on the table. And so, I think, you know, if I do, especially if I'm doing painting for board game stuff.
Yeah. Right.
It's always speed paint.
Yeah.
But I do integrate it into the things I do. And then the nice thing, where I was going with all that, was the nice thing about when you're doing a project like that, and you're using the speed paints, is the progress you make is so fast that you like build up so much momentum. You're like, I'm going to just knock all this out. I think Gazgul took me 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
Start to finish.
Wow.
I mean, from black primed.
Yeah.
Did all the dry brushing, painted it 2 hours.
Wow.
And it looks great.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a good resource to be out there, and a tool for people to unlock. And like the purpose was to get armies painted, right? So
it works.
Make it easy, remove some of those barriers. And
I mean, there's a skill to it, right? Like if you're doing like a big flat area, you have to make sure you're pushing that stuff around. But like, you know, I did his face in orc flesh. I'm like, oh, this is too bright. I don't like this. Let me get this wash and dull it down. And perfect. Okay, moving on.
Grab a couple highlights.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
So, all right. So that was me. Okay. Hobby goals and promises for 2026.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Yes, absolutely.
Let's do Q1 first. Now, initially we were going to go with Adon too. I think what we'll do is I'll record a separate episode with Adon for Patreon.
Yeah.
And I'll release his stuff on the Patreon. But let's talk Q1.
Yeah.
You go first.
Yeah. So kind of what I have been talking about already is largely what I'm going to be focusing on. So I do have that large batch of Legion Imperialis tanks that I'm working on right now, that I want to keep chipping away at, get those done. It's part of it depends on what events I end up signing up for at Adepticon. With the Flex going to be a larger part of my schedule this year or next year compared to what it was this year.
I got like all the approval stuff for it, and it's and they opened up today the preview of the thing, so it's in there.
So I was looking at all the events and like, okay, part of me will prioritize what I do in Q1 based upon what events I sign up for at Adepticon. Finishing the Eldar army would be great. I don't want to rush it though. I just love that army so much that if it takes longer, it takes longer.
It's your crown jewel.
And I will take the time that it takes to get it done right. But I do hope to have a 2K list ready to go, even if I'm just a ringer or something like that. February big Necron versus Chaos game. I've got a couple large surprises for the Necrons that I haven't had a good excuse to paint them for, so I would love to get those last few models painted. And then as an extra bonus, there is a small chance, again, just depending on what I end up going for Adepticon. I have an idea for a Golden Demon entry that I might be going for.
Oh man, that would be so cool, Josh.
I've got everything I need for it. Like I've got the idea, and it's like painting and diorama in one, but it's
for what category you think you'd enter this thing? Single model?
It would be single model of the 8mm scale. So it's diorama in model, and I think it works well.
Interesting.
But it would be a still playable piece probably.
Yeah.
Because for me, that's...
man. Yeah. Well, it's not like you don't have people around that can offer advice and help too.
Yeah.
I mean,
and that's a maybe. Like we'll see. See. But
that's a big task.
Amory's been pushing me for the last couple of years to get he's like, whatever, just put something in Golden Demon. And it was like, but I've actually had this idea cooking for a while.
That's cool. I'd be excited to see that.
Seeing what I have time for, if I can execute it correctly without rushing it, I will. I'll try it, but we'll just see.
Right on.
Got to see what calls me.
All right. Yeah. For Q1 for me, I will complete the 6 War Dogs I have to paint.
Yeah.
And the Chaos Knight Abominant.
Yeah. Those will paint up so fast.
I think I'm going to do them in a batch. Yeah. Like I've got all the pieces already separated. So, I think it's going to go very, very quickly once I actually start doing it. So I just need to set aside the time, which I'll do after the first of the year. And then I'll knock those out because I want them very much to be done by February.
Yeah.
By mid-February when we do this event that we've been talking about. Cause I want people to be able to use them and myself to be able to use them on the table.
Do you think you'll take Knights to Adepticon, or do you think you'll take your...
No, I'm going to take Black Legion.
Black Legion.
Yeah, I'll take my Black Legion again.
Good.
Really, really enjoy the Black Legion army.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah. The other thing I'm doing with, the thing I neglected to mention, man, how did I forget to mention this during the things I was proud of? I painted up those 2 squads of Terminators and did the oil wash on them.
Yeah, you did it.
And man, it came out great.
Yeah.
And so I will be doing oil wash on these Knights as well. And I think it's going to look fantastic.
They will. Yeah. The metallics especially.
It's so easy, but I knew it would be. I just needed somebody to sit there with me and walk me through it. And Travis did it. And boy, but once you covered all that yellow in I was like, oh no, what have I done?
I wish we didn't live an hour away from each other. And
it came out great. Yeah. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah. So that's my Q1 objective. What's your Q2?
Q2 would be Eldar, absolutely. If I don't get them in time for Adepticon, I would love to wrap them up by end of Q2. Extra bonus will be if I can get them for Adepticon. Yeah. That's going to be, I think
that's a push. I think that's a super push for you.
Which I built a list that was like, okay, this is a stupid list, but I could get it done this year. I keep want to say last year, because we're almost at the end here. But like I could throw a Wraith Knight in there, and that's a 500 points right there in one model. That I could get. It's not the list that I want.
No.
So I
do love the Wraith Knight though. It's a cool looking model.
Amazing model. Yeah, I love it. So.
Okay, so Q2.
Q2 is just let's get the
Eldar
playable.
Focus on the Eldar. Yeah. All right, my Q2 is I have some outstanding units I want to add to Black Legion army. In particular, I need to do a bunch of jump pack units. I've got that I'm trying to remember his name, the Herald of Abaddon. That's the jump pack guy. I've got him, so I want to get all those guys done. I've got a Chaos Lord, the new plastic Chaos Lord that I want to get him done. So just kind of rounding out the edges and giving myself a little more flexibility for things that I may want to try. It's nothing that I have to have, but things I want to try. Additionally, I have a bunch of vehicles that are no longer usable in 40K because they're like 30K, models like the
They're all legends now.
Spartan assault tank. They can't even be used. They're not even
not by
legends.
Chaos.
No. And so I've got some of these that I'm like, we would use them in big narrative things here. So at some point I'm going to start finishing those things off.
Start cutting them up and making terrain.
No. Get the hell out of here. thousands of dollars of resin? I don't think so. Yeah, and it's the resin Spartan
It's stuck
too.
on that tank trap from 5th
Well, and the
edition.
thing is, like, I thought about, well, maybe I could sell it, and then I'm like, I have Forge World doors on this thing that are Black Legion doors on the front and on the sides. And I mean, you could
absolutely
pry those off, but I'm gonna use it anyway.
With our group when we're playing
We don't care.
40K, yeah,
We don't
absolutely play it.
So that'll be my Q2 is really focus on Black Legion, get some more progress on units there that are outstanding that I have like built and necessary. I should throw in there too. I need to finish up each of these months, each of these quarters. I'm going to at least finish up 2 more squads of Terminators.
Oh, nice.
Because I need to get shells.
You have a planned
space.
showcase time for
we don't
Shell Space Hulk to go live?
We don't, but we want to practice it here a few times before we go anywhere.
You're talking about maybe Maelstrom Mixer. Right?
Maybe, but I don't think that's going to really happen.
Yeah.
So I'm going to that though.
Yeah, I hope I can make
without
it.
a doubt.
I hope I can make it.
It was
next
one
year.
of the most fun times I've had in a narrative event. So
Nice.
So what's your Q3?
Q3 is just catching up on the backlog. I have a ton of terrain that I've built or printed. I also have the last few stragglers for some Necromunda gangs that I would love to just finish those. Like, I've got 5 models left for my Delok gang. I've got 5 new enforcers for my enforcer gang.
I need some stuff for Ashway stuff. Like I've been looking at some of the new Necromunda stuff.
The
For
vehicles
my Goliath.
make it pretty fun. So
yeah. So and like seeing the pictures in those books, I'm like, okay,
yeah,
we got to do an Ashways thing.
Yep.
So
we'll
do it on a weekend.
I would love to run a
thing.
weekend campaign specifically. Like you got 2 days, make it happen.
Yeah.
Have a bunch of options, have a vehicle. What I've been waiting for Ashways is for every gang to get the bespoke vehicle, which everybody except Delok has at this point, and I don't think Delok's getting one. So
interesting. Okay.
And of course that's my go-to gang. But that's fine. I've got enforcers. So
okay. That was your Q3.
Yeah.
Catching up on all that stuff. My Q3 was at that point, I will go back to my Sisters of Battle.
Yeah.
I will complete at least 3 squads.
New edition, new army.
Yeah, it probably will be new edition at that point too.
Yeah.
But I do like the Sisters. I just get distracted with chaos stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's where my true love lies.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I do like the way they were coming out. I've got all the bases I needed for them. I will Q3. I'll begin to focus on those again.
Just wait till you go back and start oil washing your sisters.
And then, you know what? I think I might.
They will look so good.
And then in Q4, which I'll leap ahead of you, that's when I'm going to get at least 2,000 points of Sisters completed by that point.
Nice.
So
yeah,
based on 10th edition, whatever.
Yeah.
Or now I say 10th ed, whatever.
Would be 11th
is. Yeah.
If we get that next summer, which is anticipated at this point.
Pretty highly likely, I think.
The cycle's pretty clear.
And what about you in Q4?
Yeah, so I'm sure there'll be a couple changes if their new edition drops for updating both my
your Eldar,
Eldar, Sharkadons, and Necrons.
Yeah.
I mean Necrons, I've got everything. my goal for the Eldar is to have one of every unit, like actually turn them into a collection that is all painted to that standard that I absolutely love. So if I don't have that by then, and we'll see. I don't expect many new units coming out for Eldar anytime soon because they've been well rounded for a very
much like
long
my
time.
quarterly goals at work is like we don't set annual goals, we set quarterly because things change.
Yeah,
and who knows
totally.
what's going to come out, right? What if GW releases army packs for knights that have these guys that Spencer was talking about? It's
That
like,
would be
okay, well,
awesome.
hang on a second.
Well, you got to paint them.
I'm gonna have to reevaluate. So we'll check in each quarter on how we're doing.
So what I actually put for Q4 is I have 2 armies for Middle Earth strategy battle game.
Oh God, I have one of those too.
Which are not a ton of models.
No.
It's an amazing game, and I would love to finally put some paint on
And
it.
I'm halfway, and I'm again talk about slap chopping. That's an army I was slap chopping, and I'm like halfway through the dry brushing aspect on it. I should just knock it out.
Yeah. So and that like I might bump that in my Q3 of just.
I feel
wrapping
bad
up.
because I got involved in it, and then Travis was like, "I'm gonna go buy an army."
Sky has one, Jody has one. Like a bunch of us have it. We just there's again so many games out there, and our group is such a wonderful group, but we're all geographically dispersed.
Yeah,
which makes it harder. Like we have to have this weekend. We're doing this thing.
Yeah,
let's work towards it.
Yeah,
otherwise the motivation peters out.
All right, let's get into games played, and then we'll close the segment out and get into the actual like year in review. So for games played, as I mentioned, I did play some Curse City with Aaron and Martin again. We wanted to see how far
Curse City play you.
Curse City played us. Like it really, like we're doing great, and we're like, oh, okay, we're gonna do this different kind of mission. Now we're gonna try this other kind of mission, because you have to do so many missions before you can do like you have to reach a certain level before you can do the next like story mission.
Okay, yeah.
And we're working our way through that, and then we just got slaughtered. I mean, just slaughtered. And so then we started looking up, like, what happens if you get wiped out? And it's like basically if like everybody's dead, like that's it. You
have to like reset the whole thing.
And so we were like, okay, listen. Realistically,
you could Control Z undo that one.
We are not going to do that. So what we says, we have to replay this mission, like from the get go.
Yeah.
Set our characters to how they were before that mission, and then start the mission again. And so we all felt like, that's a suitable like punishment for what we've done.
Next time there are undead versions of your characters that you have to fight also.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, it's some of the undead in that game get brutal. Like the guard guys of the main villain, like they hit hard. They hit hard.
Undead always win.
It's a brutal game, and I mean, if you've ever played like the original Warhammer Quest, like, at any moment it turns on you, and all of a sudden you've lost all this progress. So it was brutal. We checked to see if anybody had been killed, like, because if somebody dies, you can't use that character again. None of us died. We just were defeated.
Yeah.
And so we thought, okay, we come back and play this mission.
There you go.
So I mean, it's a fun game though.
Nice.
It's fun. And it was funny because I was complaining about like, well, this game is like, I painted all these models, and it's like you set down the model for the villain, for the enemy, and then you just pick it up the next round.
You just kill them all.
But then it was a problem when we weren't just picking them up the next round. Like all of a sudden it was like, oh, we have this over here and we have this over here. And how fast does that thing move? Oh no. It just became, we saw it fall off a cliff very quickly. So
the Horde did what the Horde should.
Yeah, fun game.
Nice.
And I'm really glad I own it. I'm really glad I painted it. I'm really glad we're starting to play it because I did all that effort. And then they came out with this new Warhammer Quest, which Aaron bought. And I'm like, I'm not buying that. Like, I haven't even played this
Nurgle models in that are pretty
look amazing.
phenomenal. Yeah.
But I haven't even finished this thing.
Yeah.
Like,
finish playing through it.
Yeah. Like,
are there fun like one-off scenarios for it?
Yeah.
Or is it just, it's better as a full campaign?
I think it's better as a full campaign.
I'm sure it's better.
I mean, you can play these one-off scenarios just fine, but you want to be moving towards, and you're also trying to control like the fear of the populace and and stuff of the city, because
I'll have to play them sometime.
Because basically you're going into the city that's controlled by the vampire and trying to like damage the infrastructure, get stuff, do whatever, and then get out before nighttime comes because
vampires.
Because vampires. And then you go back the next day. And so they have one of the what are the dwarves in Age of Sigmar that are in the, like, they have the flying ships and the Kharadron overlords.
The Kharadron overlords. I call them bubble dwarves.
So like a ship, you have to get to a thing where the ship comes and picks you up.
Yeah.
They drop a ladder down and pick you up and take you up.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I think the story's really cool. And there's like, we're not like looking ahead, so we don't know what's coming. So it should be a cool story.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's all I played. You played an amazing
I played an amazing game. Yeah. So this we played Titan Mega Death, which is Legions Imperialis Titan Warfare.
Yeah. There is a mode of Legions Imperialis just for Titans, right?
Yes.
Why do that instead of Adeptus Titanicus?
Because we had way too many models
for Adeptus Titanicus.
So this was a 40,000 point Titan death battle.
Interesting.
When you equate that to Adeptus Titanicus, that probably would have been closer to 60, 70,000 point in a game. Okay. And like a normal game of Titanicus plays it.
So it's just too much to track.
It's too much when you're tracking reactors, resources, damage, shields, everything like that across all
because Adeptus Titanicus at its core really is a skirmish game.
Yeah, it's a skirmish game that
of giant robots.
It's a resource management skirmish game.
Yeah.
So when you have that many things,
it's
just too much. It's too clunky. It would take forever.
Yeah.
We would need way more people. Our same size collection with a lot more people piloting.
Could I play in the Legions Imperialis Titan Megadeth event if I just have Titans. Like that's all I have.
Yep, absolutely.
That's the whole point, right?
Yeah. So this was Knights and Titans.
Yeah.
And that was it. That's all.
Yeah.
All we had,
Yeah.
Knights and Titans. You could bring some Legions of Peril stuff that can play. It can hang with Titans,
was in this particular case.
This was exclusively Knights and Titans. Okay. The Graying Legion that runs all the 8mm Horus Heresy stuff at Adepticon, so they do Legions Imperialis, Adeptus Titanicus, all the events that we've participated in over the years. They put out
and one.
Yeah, that's right. They put out their house rule version for Titan Death.
Nice.
Called Titan Mega Death, which is...
Oh, is that what you guys play?
Yeah.
Oh.
So it adds a little bit more of the crunch that Adeptus Titanicus has on the structure of Titan Death, which is a much... Like, Titan Death on itself is very stripped down.
Okay.
So we added a little bit more of that kind of resource crunch to it, but in a much more manageable way than full Adeptus Titanicus would have been.
Yeah. And
then we house ruled a few things that just felt right, felt better.
That's cool.
So it was super satisfying.
The pictures looked amazing.
Like I said, the game itself was incredibly fun. Just the spectacle of the game was half the fun, though. Like just seeing that many Titans.
Do Titans, when they get destroyed, still do like all the crazy stuff they do in Adeptus Titanic?
Yeah, there's still a chance they blow up.
Yeah.
And one of the things I would do next time we do it is actually increase the lethality of those explosions so you get more of those chain reactions. We had Titans blow up and hurt other Titans, but we didn't have a Titan blow up, which blew up another Titan, which blew up another Titan.
Right. Chain reaction.
Those three like Titan explosion chain reactions. Super fun game though. And it was incredible. Again, just such a spectacle to see that many Knights and Titans on the board. Terrain was amazing. It was my stuff and Ivan's stuff, and everybody who was there is a nice level of painter. So it's just gorgeous board, gorgeous terrain.
I'll bet.
And then recently, Jody and I dipped our toes into Trench Crusade, and we played a super fun game of Trench Crusade, which was an absolute blast. And so the reason that I'm bringing this up on a 40K podcast is that it does have some of those fun, more nostalgic but modern game design elements of it. So think about Mordheim in a modern game design format of like the
I think that's legit, right? Like I've talked about that with Battlefleet Gothic, where it's like everybody's like, oh, this was the greatest game ever. Then I played it, I'm like, there's a lot of rose tinted glasses going on.
There's a lot of rolling dice to roll dice to see if rolling dice mattered.
Yeah, and like modern games like Firestorm Armada at the time, I was like, oh, these rules are brilliant. Like how much smoother they are. Yeah. So
it's a really, really nice system. Aesthetics not for everybody, but if you're into it, it's super cool. I love the alternate history of that. Game mechanic wise, really fun. And some of the things that they have there, like the mission we were playing was high ground based, and there was a glorious deed you could unlock for doing a diving charge, which is something right out of Mordheim. Same designer as Mordheim, Thomas Purena. I probably just butchered his last name, but so anyways, like I'm on the main objective that I want to have for the end of the game, but the best move for me in this turn is like, okay, I'm going to take my leader and do a diving charge onto Jody's leader, and like the fact that the game rewards that and encourages that, and just makes it so fun and accessible and things like it. It was a really good time.
Nice.
Very excited to play more. And part of that's just because, again, my local crew is more into those skirmish games than 40K at this point in time. Not that I don't want to play a bunch of 40K.
Right on.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's do this. We're going to take a break. We'll come back and we'll actually get into the meat of the show, since that was just the opening.
Yeah, right.
And we got to get Josh out of here before 1 a.m. We'll be right back. All right, and we're back, and we're going to kick off actually a year in review right now. And we'll start off with one that's a little bit self-serving. We'll talk about the favorite episode we recorded this year. Josh, you missed several of the episodes towards the end of the year. Adon joined, even earlier, I think in the year we had Campbell on quite a bit.
Right. Yeah.
When I thought about episodes, I was like, oh, you know what my favorite one was one with Chris where we talked about the psychology. Yeah. And then I realized that wasn't this year.
That was last year. Yeah.
That wasn't it. Like it
that
is
was a great episode.
And yeah, it was a great episode. But so the one I picked for this year actually was episode 262, which was Imperium Maledictum, the RPG.
Yeah.
The reason I picked this one, there were a couple reasons I picked this one. One, I had an opinion about this game before ever playing it, and I picked up the rules on a whim, and I was still like, I don't understand how this is supposed to be played. And the company was nice enough to send me the starter box and a couple other things. We gave away one of the books, the core rule book, to people who entered for that. And in playing it with people, I realized this is a great game. Like this is. I was a little bit tainted by what was the other game called? The other 40K game, Wrath and Glory.
Yeah.
So we got in on the initial Wrath and Glory, which was awful.
Right.
They have redone Wrath and Glory, and I was so tainted by the initial Wrath and Glory that I'm like, I have no interest in whatever they've done with it. I have to tell you now, I'm kind of like, well, now I'm Wrath and Glory curious, because what they did with Imperium Maledictum, and again, I was like, why do they have this game when they have Wrath and Glory? Like, what's the point? And now I realize, like, this is more like the investigative Call of Cthulhu type of Dark Heresy replacement versus like we're Space Marines and fighting guys. It's less Dungeons and Dragons and more Call of Cthulhu. Less combat focused and more oriented around investigation. Not that there isn't combat in it. And man, the product they are putting out is just phenomenal. Like the graphic representation, the rules are fun, the game is fun. We all had a good time with it. You know, we're looking forward to potentially playing it again. They're just about to release this Mechanicus stuff, which I'm going to order. Yeah, you know, because they'll come in 2 books, but you get the PDFs like right when you pre-order. So, I mean, it's a great system. It's a fun game. It's fantastic, and it has a ton of flexibility. It's really, the more I think about it, it's more like an engine to play the type of games you want to play.
Yeah.
Like if you want to do like a Rogue Trader style game, you could do that with this system. And as they release these things, you can see they've released the first ones, which were really Inquisition based. Now they're releasing this Mechanicum kind of thing. I would imagine they are probably going to release something along the Road Trader path.
Yeah,
type
totally.
Stuff.
Yeah.
So it was a super fun discussion. It was a super fun experience. I really like episodes where I have an opinion going into the episode and then my opinion changes.
Yeah.
And based upon learning things. And we've done several episodes that have caught me off guard like that. And this was one of them.
Nice.
So that was mine. What did you pick?
Yeah, I did 263, which would be the episode following that.
Oh, yeah.
Which was the Warrior Lodge we did with Sky and Adon. And this was one of, not Adon's first episode back, but one of the first ones that he and I recorded. And this was in person. So we were like here in person, which is the first time we had all come together with a group of more than you and I. For an in-person recording, which just like the fun was palpable and we were all having a good time and messing around and telling the same stupid joke over and over again. But,
yeah, that's right.
But just like it was super just fun, the camaraderie, and like we beat that horse to death. So dead.
Send it to the glue factory.
Yeah, that's all it's good for. Not even dog food anymore. Anyways, the just the amount of fun that we had as friends coming together, and Warrior Lodges are always fun episodes. Yeah. But just like the in person and like the energy and the vibing,
it makes such a difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that's why Adon, right, Adon? Oh no, he's not here.
Oh, what's that, Adon?
Yeah, that's why all 3 of us wanted to be in person for this episode. It just makes, I think, for a more interactive recording.
It's more interactive. It's more entertaining. I think it translates. I think our excitement translates more to everybody. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was a great episode. It was super fun. Super fun. All right. So let's get into what is your favorite model release or series of models for any system that has come out that has really nailed it for you. I see what you wrote.
I'll change mine because we don't have a Don here.
Well, okay. What I chose was, actually, and the reason I said any system was specifically for Don's answer, which we'll come back to. I chose the Plastic Aspect Warriors in February. the fire dragons, the swooping hawks, the warp spiders, Lycus, the Baharoth, Fuegan, and Osserman.
Yeah.
Talk about models that we had talked about. When are they going to release these things? Like, these are old as heck. They're some of the oldest models in the lines now. And their re-release of this stuff is incredible.
Phenomenal.
Like, super on point.
Yep.
The new character, Lycus, is the
Love
warp
it.
spider one, is fantastic looking.
I voted for it for my favorite model of the year, as a lot of people
What
did.
did I vote for? I didn't vote for Lycus. I can't remember the one I voted. I chose Fulgrim.
I think Fulgrim or Lycus will win.
Fulgrim.
I think it's one of those.
I think so too. I went back and forth between those two. So I'm not surprised. But this was a model release that was super long overdue and just incredibly done.
Yeah.
And it's like, to a degree, I'm like, about time, but I don't want to make it sound negative because, like, I'm just super excited they're here.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, we have this huge Eldar army that we don't really play much. And if I want to change a pace, maybe I'll play Eldar for a little bit. It's very different from the Chaos
super
stuff.
different. Yeah.
So should be fun. Anyway, what did you pick? Now, what you originally said.
So for me, that's a hard agree. Like the Eldar, I bought every single kit. I bought 2 of every single kit because I want to have units of 10 of every aspect warrior possible. Like aspect warriors and grav tanks have always been like what have done it for me for Eldar. So I full in on those.
Are you going to paint them the traditional colors?
No.
You're going to do some kind of offshoot of what you're
for Minecraft World.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it'll be
cool.
It's similar scheme to what I have, but modified depending on the type of unit. And what they do. So, I bought way too many of these and have been assembling a bunch of them, as we have talked about already. So that was by far for me the standout pick. I'm not going to talk about what Adon did because you'll talk about that in the Patreon. So my runner-up for this that is not the Eldar would actually be all of the undead stuff that they released for Age of Sigmar this year.
You're talking about like the skeletons?
The skeletons.
That box set?
It's all the new white stuff. So it's the new Grave Lords, it's our Grave Guard, the new Black Knights.
Can I tell you, like, what a fantastic release.
Yeah.
And like, if you ask any of my D&D players over the years, like, oh, what does Carl like to undead?
Yeah.
He likes throwing undead at us. We're so sick of fighting undead.
Yeah.
I love undead stuff. And when that came out, man, I was like, oh, crap, am I about to get into Age of Sigmar? No, I'm not. Like I told Adon, I'm actually thinking about selling my Chaos Age of Sigmar army because what am I doing with it? Somebody else might enjoy it.
You got Skaven.
I got Skaven.
And there's new undead.
And all these undead. And I would slap chop the heck out of it.
Yeah. So
it's beautiful. You're right.
The release is amazing. The old models that they replaced, especially the Grave Guard and the Black Knights, were like super old and dated kits. So these ones are a really, really nice glow up and good times.
They're incredible.
And then there's one other big one, which I'm going to mention later. So
I will leave that
with the undead.
Well, then let's move on to what was your favorite game of Warhammer 40K that you played this year? Why don't you go first?
Yeah. So I'm calling out Peter Dolan here for my game with him at War on the Shore.
I played him too.
Super nice guy. Gets the vibe. We're on the same level. Yeah. Good energy. Had felt like I knew Peter going into it just from like Campbell and Dan talking about him, but actually meeting him in person. This was my first celebrity call out. So Peter, first game of War on the Shore, actually threw down a charity donation to call me out to play a game with me.
Yeah.
And we had an amazing game. We were too busy hanging out and chatting, so we didn't even get that. We didn't even finish our game, and it was a leisurely pace for War on the Shore.
Yeah.
But we're just having such a good time and laughing and rolling dice and embracing the themes and telling the stories of the armies and things like that.
And his army's beautiful.
We just got we got lost in the immersion of our game and had just an absolute great time. And I've now seen Peter at multiple other events and looking forward to seeing him a couple times next year. And so it's a friendship has blossomed out of this. So,
yeah. I mean, they're going to come through town eventually.
And they're going to Adepticon, which they were not planning on going until I think had enough good interactions with us. It was like, okay, maybe we should go hang out with these guys.
I think they're going to have a great time.
Absolutely.
And Flex will be, I think, where Peter really enjoys it. And I played Peter in War on the Shore as well, and it was the best game I played at War on the Shore. And it was funny because I was recently talking to Emery.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, any chance we could get you to kind of like last chance, blah, blah, what if we covered this ticket? I'm like, the ticket's not the issue. There's other conflicts and blah, blah, blah. And I said, I just can't make it. I really want to. I just can't make it. He goes, oh, well, it won't be the same without you. I go, won't it? I go because
the narrative part, maybe,
because I feel like I was kind of like, and I wasn't trying to be, but I felt like I was kind of like a whiny baby, you know, like everybody was there playing tournament games.
Yeah.
I got kind of dragged into it. Like I had told Doug and like, this is not the way I play the game.
Yeah.
And Doug's like, oh, you know, it's the same, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not. It is not. I will have this argument till I am blue in the face.
How many games did I play of terrain layout number 8?
Oh God,
like only 2. But
listen,
like,
I
never want to play it again.
I get why people enjoy it.
Yeah.
I understand it is not for me. Yeah. So I don't know how to make that more clear. And so as I'm setting up this game to play this guy, I looked up at Shell and I was like, I hate this. Like I hate this. Like I'm not.
Yeah.
And then my opponent wasn't the most fun opponent I ever played. It was fine, but it's just, you know, he was there to win. And it's like, okay, you know, this is just not why I play the game. So that's fine. And then so Peter, I was lucky enough, like Todd recognized, like, look, Carl's not having fun. And that's where I'm like, I don't want to be a drag on the rest of the group. Like, that's not fair. And he's like, what if you play, you know, Peter and you guys can set up the terrain how you want. I'm like, okay. You know, and I paid some money so Peter and I could play. And I think we had a great game. Like,
yeah.
It was, thank God. You know, it felt like such a, you know, breath of fresh air. And again, like I know Campbell and Dan like to play tournament based and they'll make arguments to their blue in the face as to why the terrain has to be this way. And I'm just like, yep, it doesn't, you know, but that's me and I get it. Yep. And so to each their own, which is why I pick things like the Maelstrom Mixer.
Right.
I'm like, oh yeah, this absolutely. I'm in, you know? And this sometimes is it one-sided because, maybe the terrain didn't work out. Yeah. Okay. I'm cool with that. You know, I had a super fun time telling this story. That's me. Again, we've beat that horse to death at this point. But I'm just saying, I did feel like at that event, as I told Amory, I go, won't it be the same without me? I mean, listen, you won't have somebody complaining about the terrain. And I tried not to complain, but they'd ask me, well, what do you think? And I'd be like, I hate this, you know?
Down for anybody.
But to your point, like Peter and I had a great time too. So he's such a great guy. And I'm really glad that we met him. And when I won the tableware case, that was like the olive drab colored tableware case, I was like, Peter, you want this? Like, you could take it.
Yeah.
You know, I've got plenty of tableware cases.
Matched his Ketchikan army perfectly.
Yeah, it's for you, man. I was super excited.
His Ketchikan Colt, I should say.
Yeah. So for me, you know, I'll cheat a bit here and I'll say the 3 narrative games that I played with Travis this year.
That's not cheating. That counts.
And the reason I call that out is because
it might be 3 games, but it was one story.
It was one story. Here's from my perspective, Travis was getting very frustrated with 40K. And he was not enjoying himself and he was playing tournaments. And I'm like, let me show you another way. Let me show you how we play.
Yeah.
And then you can decide maybe 40K is not for you, but maybe this way of playing is. Yeah. And within our first game, Travis was like, this is awesome.
Yes.
Like, this is what I wanted to do. And our second game was great. And our third game, he came back and trounced me and he'd been playing a lot.
Oh, okay.
And I had been playing my Black Legion, not my Thousand Suns.
Yeah.
And so then all of a sudden I was like,
how does this work?
Wait a minute. Is this power new? Like, I was like, and I'm like, oh no, it is in the codex.
You did get a new codex recently.
Yeah, but it was in that codex. Like, I was like, oh no, this is how it's supposed to be played. I just forgot, you know. There were a number of reasons I lost the match. He played better than I did, hands down. The mission, I should have done something else to balance it. But I didn't care. Like, I literally didn't care. Like, the story had a great conclusion. The heroes won. The villains lost. The game got played out. I punched him in the face a lot before I died. You know, I killed some units. Yeah. It was super fun.
That's all you can really ask for.
I rescued, I feel, somebody from having a bad experience and turning it into a good experience. Yeah. And showing that there's another way this thing can go.
Yeah.
And I think that really resonated with Travis, and so it resonated for me. Anytime I can share that kind of love.
Yeah, that's a huge win.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great call out.
All right, what is your favorite other game you've played this year? And you have so many to choose from. Which one would you choose? You do have a lot to choose from. Bushido.
I have so many.
You just talked about a whole bunch.
I played so many fun events and had a great time at every single one of them. Yeah. This was a hard decision for me between some of the amazing Westermunda games that I had.
Yeah,
which were
you did.
Stupid fun.
At the coffee house.
I didn't play at the coffee house, but I was there, and
I read the
review is
review.
amazing.
The review is incredible.
It's incredible. Yeah. The thing that had lit the spark the most and had the most fun. Part of it was because I was playing with Jody, but our recent game of Trench Crusade really just lit a spark. Jody and I hadn't played a game in quite a while for miniatures because we've been playing a lot more role playing games together. So haven't hit the table that much in miniature game form. So he's a super fun guy to play a game with. Great opponent, same mindset. But our game of Trench Crusade that we played with just diving charges and grenades, and
You like the system.
that's a great system. It's really the modern game design done right, the right amount of crunch per scale of warfare that's on the game. You have,
I love the theme.
yeah,
Like, I'll be honest. Like, I love the theme. I love the backstory and everything. Like, it's
you'll
very
love the mechanics.
super dark.
8 models. You got a warband. You're good to go. You'll enjoy it.
Plastics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're coming. They're
I know.
coming. They're
I
coming
know.
in mass
saw.
because they're doing very well. But something about the game just lit a fire for a new game in a way that hasn't happened in a while.
That's good.
Legions Imperials, obviously, still burning
Yeah.
bright. But that aside, I would say, and that part of that was nostalgia. Part of it's just it's a fantastic game. But Trench Crusade was like something brand new, modern adaptations and evolutions of lots of games that I've been playing for the last 30 plus years that have just come to life on the table. And Dave Taylor already called me out for playing a game at Adepticon next year. So
Nice.
like I can't
Because
say
you
no to
didn't
that,
beat him
but-
up enough in 40
Well, I mean, we're going to play Trench Crusade, so maybe it'll be a more even footing. He's played a lot more games than I
I felt
have, so.
really bad with my game with Dave when I just crushed him. I was just like, I just was rolling so hot.
Yeah.
Like, I was so hot.
That doesn't happen for
It was
you.
so hot. Like, it was just, I felt, I feel so bad. 'Cause he's
Sorry,
like, this is the
Dave.
worst game I've ever played at 40K. I'm like, oh my God. It's the opposite of what I want to hear from somebody say
Right, yeah.
when I play, like Travis, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of, Travis, so for me, well, I'll talk about Travis in a minute, but for me, the other game of the year that I played was a board game.
Yeah,
That
nice.
I very much enjoyed. And it's called Euthea, Torment of Resurrection. And Shell and I got really into it for a while. I still have it. We'll still play it.
Yeah.
But it's one of those games where, like, it's kind of everything I really wanted in, like, a fantasy, like, board game, because you're, like, exploring. As you explore, you put out these 3 hexes for each area you explore. You have encounters. You're going, it's not cooperative. It's competitive.
Yeah.
There is a cooperative mode where you're fighting a dragon type of situation, but
That's the one where your opponent has like a card or dice that they can play to thwart
Yes.
you. Did
you play with us
No,
once?
you were telling me about it. I think last time.
Yeah.
Which that's some cool mechanics.
yeah, there's this mechanic in it where, like, you are collecting these cards, and then when you play a monster against an opponent, and there's a method for determining who plays against you, if you're playing in a multiplayer game, then all of a sudden it's time to, like, oh, you can now whip out these cards, or you've upgraded these cards because you turned 3 silvers into a gold, and that's like a more powerful card. And then all this, so it's like, it's not like you're just like, well, now I roll for the monster. It's like, no, I'm actively trying to kill you.
Right. So while you're playing, you're upgrading your hero, but then you're also upgrading your monster
Yeah, and you
stash, your bag of tricks. As
and you have a
monster.
limited number of cards you
Yeah,
can hold
yeah.
on to, and
That's cool. Yeah.
and it's a really interesting mechanic, and it becomes, like I said, it's adversarial. It's not like, oh, here, I'm now being attacked, you roll for the monster. It's like, oh, well, the monster's going to do this, and oh, look, and if I spin these cards, he does this, and you're like, oh no, and so sometimes you'll see, well, my opponent has 2 gold cards and a silver card in their hand. Do I want to go fight this monster right now? Like, do I want to move? Because I know what's going to happen. Am I ready to deal with? So it lends itself into this really. Now, I will tell you, the rules are a little clunky in places. There are a ton of cards in this game.
I bet. Yeah.
Just tons of cards and tons of chits and things, which is everything I wanted it to be. Like, it's literally, it's literally like harkens back to, like, 80s games.
The level of clunk is fun though.
Perfect.
Like, yeah.
It's perfect. I think Shell has very much enjoyed it. We have played, like, she's found her character that she likes to play, and we'll rotate them occasionally, but we still have tons of missions to play in it too with those characters.
Progressive or one-off?
No, it's not progressive.
It's one-off missions.
Every time you play, you go do a one-off mission, and there's different objectives to beat that mission, and they can get progressively harder, and then there's expansions for it. I'm waiting for a Kickstarter to deliver the latest expansion, but we haven't even played with the Fierce Powers and Crawling Shadows expansions we have. We just played with the base game, and it's still there's so much content to it.
That's done right.
Yeah,
Nice.
I think it very much. And Shell beats me at it regularly, so it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Fantastic.
And you get a lot. And when it's on the table, and it takes up a tremendous amount of space, like think Twilight Imperium, like level of space it takes up, but not as long as Twilight Imperium is to play.
Thank God.
And no, nothing is. And well, actually, there's a couple.
There are a couple.
And there's one that's like it takes like 100 days to play. I don't know. Anyway, it takes up a tremendous amount of space, but then when you're taking pictures of it, it looks really cool on the table, and
it's got presence.
I think at some point I might paint up the models, speed paint up the models.
Yeah, absolutely.
For the
they'll go so fast.
Yeah. But we haven't played in a while. It's sitting above my game table now, and we'll probably break it out soon. So, yeah.
Nice.
So that has been my experience. Now, what I almost bled into was favorite gaming moment of the year.
Yeah.
And this is where I was going to talk about mentioning Travis. I think my favorite gaming moment of the year, other than Travis, the finale of our first game when Travis was like, this is exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
Was during that first game, Who's the Space Wolf commander with the sled? Logan, who doesn't have a sled anymore.
No more sled.
So the interesting thing about these 3 games, so we had set these up, and I've talked about this on the show. We had set up our quarterly gaming day for the year. So meaning we picked a day each quarter, and we said, okay, here's where we put it on the calendar. And we said, this is when we're going to, either they're going to come up here or I'm going to go down to Southern California. This is a 6.5 hour drive.
Yeah.
And we'll play for the day. We'll do whatever. We'll have dinners, whatever. So Travis went through from the first to second to third game a codex change.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And so we started off with the first codex, knowing the new codex was coming out. We started off with the first codex, and Logan had his sled. And I made a point of killing Logan in the game.
Yeah.
Like
he lost his sled.
At one point, I was just like, I'm
his ride.
throwing all my psychic might at him that I can to just like down him, and I take him down.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, the sled has been destroyed beyond repair. And so he couldn't be used in the second game because he was recuperating from his wounds.
Yeah.
And in the third game, he showed up without the sled, but now with the new model that Travis had painted and everything.
Bigger and better.
And he crushed it.
Nice.
Like just crushed it.
That's
so
awesome.
I mean, it made for such a great gaming moment to see that whole transition and see how that could progress without rules, campaign rules or anything like that, but just kind of winging it as we went.
The extra layer on top too, that's only now just reoccurring to me, is that like this is like Doug had set out to build this Space Wolves army so that you guys could do this, and now you and Travis are bringing that idea to life, and I think Travis is the perfect person to embody that kind of that spirit that Doug would have brought to these 100%, also. So,
100%. Doug and Travis, I think, hit it off very well.
Absolutely.
And the other thing I would say about that is, as I looked at Travis's painting, like I had Doug's Space Wolves that he had painted, and Doug was a very good painter and used oil washes.
Yep, absolutely.
And as I looked at them, I was going to keep them because Doug meant a lot to me, and the whole point of the Space Wolves was to play against me. Like he has a whole video online. I'll put a link to it if somebody wants to watch the 40-minute video, which is just very creative and dorky and fun.
Yeah.
But though I was going to keep them. And then as Travis and I were playing this, and I saw how closely his wolves looked, like they were perfect matches. I said, Travis, these are the units we have. Would you use these if you had them? And I gave them to him because he was like, I would absolutely use those units. So I gave them to him because now I actually got to play against them.
Yeah, yeah.
And they crushed me. So Doug won. The thing he always wanted to do because he never beat me. and so, it was a bit of karma there. Yeah. And I think it all worked out. and they couldn't be in better person's hands.
Full circle.
Yeah. So exactly what we wanted. So that was one of the richest gaming moments I've ever had, and I'm super glad I was there for it.
Yeah.
What was your gaming moment
Speaking of Dave Taylor,
Yeah.
He and I played a game of Combat Patrol at Adepticon, and while it wasn't a great game because I absolutely destroyed him, he destroyed himself. His dice were abysmal.
This sounds so familiar. But did he tell you this is the worst game of 40K?
He did not. He did not. He actually had a great time. But we were playing with the Basement of Death guys, like down in their area.
Yeah.
While you guys were playing Space Hulk.
Yeah.
Like I gave Caleb my spot at Space Hulk so that I could play with Dave Taylor, knowing that Caleb wanted to play Space Hulk
so bad.
And I had a chance to play with Dave, so I couldn't pass that up.
Yeah.
So it was really a win-win.
You get to play with a legend.
Yeah, exactly.
And then kick his teeth in.
And curb stomp him.
Yeah. Give me 5.
Yeah. Nice.
Suck it, Dave. Worst game of 40K.
The game itself wasn't that fun, but having so many friends nearby of just like coming in, checking on the game, be like, oh my God, what's going on here? Like seeing this roll happen. It wasn't a great game, but it was such a great time.
Yeah.
Like just interacting with Dave, having fun on the game, just 1-to-1 there. But then our entire like community, like literally playing a game with 12 really close friends nearby, like coming in, checking it out, and having commentary, and it just the whole feel of everything was just like this is gaming done.
It's rich.
So
yeah.
yeah.
And to some degree, only available at Adepticon.
Yeah, absolutely.
God, I love that event.
Yeah.
I am so looking forward to it in
Yeah.
March. And we're at December. I'm like, it's 3 months away. I'm so
cool.
excited.
100 days.
It's so excited. And I mean, like the stuff for the 40K Flex has all come together. And so we're ready for that. We're going to get all that into Longshanks so that I don't have to build a spreadsheet every day of who's playing who, and it'll just automatically do this for me. I'm looking forward to that.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's going to be super easier to run, and it's just we can focus on the fun and not the administration of it so much.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So anyway, all right. Well, let's do this. This would have been a third longer, but
You know what? Now I'm
75-year-old men can't.
Because it's 10 o'clock.
82-year-old men can't. He's going to get older by the minute. All right. So let's wrap up this section. We'll come right back with the remainder of the show. We'll be right back.
Sorry I'm late, guys. I just finished a tank weathering class with Justin from
Hey, Travis, that's great. But Blake and I came up with the greatest event ever.
Really? I'm all ears.
All right, tell him, Ed. But start with the best part.
Okay, it's a 40K GT, and the best part is it takes place on the beach.
But
I know what you're going to say. How can you enjoy the beach when you're playing all day long? Here's the best part. It's only 2 leisurely 3.5-hour matches per day.
yes, but
Let me stop you right there, Travis. The best part is this is an all-inclusive 4-day, 3-night retreat with lodging and 10 meals included for only $400.
I know because
I haven't got to the best part yet, Travis. The best part is it's in Hawaii.
guys, that's great. But it's already being done.
Really?
Yes. War on the Shore is a GT that takes place from January 8th to the 11th in beautiful Honolulu, Hawaii, and it incorporates everything you've already said. But you want to know what the best part is?
What?
It's for charity.
For more information, head to tablewarcharities.org/events and aloha.
All right. Part 2 of our continuing discussion of 2025. What was the best event you attended this year?
Man. So I have an answer.
You went to
But I went to a
quite
lot of
few.
events, but they were smaller weekend events. So I had Westermunda, I had War on the Shore, I had Adepticon, I had our Mordheim weekend. I honestly, I would even throw our Titan Megadeth game as an event.
Yeah.
Like it was an event. It was a spectacle.
You said at the beginning, like you only really played events this year.
I played 3 pickup games outside of events this year. Like it hasn't been a great year for gaming for me outside of events, but like part of that is because I was able to play so many games at so many different events and had an amazing time. I guess the Escalation League had more one-off games that I wasn't thinking of. Anyways, Adepticon takes the cake for me for this. This is definitely like got to see so many friends, got to play so many. I played 12 games at Adepticon.
That's a lot. You were always playing
4 different game systems, like playing Shatterpoint, having played like 3 games going into it, and then taking 3rd place in a 32-person tournament. And
you suck so much, dude.
Bushido. This is the United States Championship, and I'm like 4th place in Bushido, having played 2 games of it before too. I love. Obviously, I've played a lot of games in my life, and I love skirmish games. So,
you know who you need to play? You need to play Campbell, and you need to play Dan.
I would love to play those guys.
Yeah.
We play such different games that I don't know if it would be the experience that we want, but
I played Campbell.
I would absolutely love to play.
It was fun.
Of course,
like I had a fun time.
It would absolutely be
and
fun.
He crushed me.
Yeah.
But I made some mistakes. Like he's a better
I'm not
player
putting
than
the
I am.
reps into the point that I don't think they would probably crush me, but I would have a great time doing it.
I don't know. Dude. I think you innately you're
my brain
in tune
gets
with
games.
these things.
Yeah.
And I always go back to that Titan game we were playing with Sky, and you're like, you really want your guy to face this way? I'm like, yeah, I want my guy to face this way. And the next move, I was like, oh, dang it. You were absolutely right.
You got to play chess 3 moves in advance, buddy.
Yeah, well.
No,
I play 1D chess.
If I can play a game with Dan or Campbell at Adepticon, I would absolutely do that.
I think you're gonna be able to do it at the 40K Flex.
Yeah.
And speaking of the
Hopefully
40K
Dan makes it.
Flex, Adepticon, without a doubt, was my highlight. It is every year. I mean, this is almost a dumb question at this point for me. But the reason it was different this year than the years before. We had not intended to run the 40K Flex the entire weekend.
Completely, right.
Yeah. I was asked to kick it off and get it running, and I was going to get all this support and help, which never materialized. And at the end of the event, Hank was like, yeah, I knew you were going to just do it anyway. Like he literally, tricked me into doing this. But I have to hand some of that credit to Shell as well, because, she was right there helping us run it. And the thing, as I was like, they're supposed to be running it. I don't, they're going to run. We'll go get them set up. And Shell was like, let's just run it. Like,
just own it.
They're not going to get like what we're trying to do here. Yeah. And I really was like, my wife is such a gamer sometimes. Like, I love it. And she was just like, she was absolutely right. She's like, they're not going to get what it's about. They're not invested in it. Let's just run it. Yeah. It was fun. She likes organizing stuff like that, I think. And on top of that, then of course we played Space Hulk, which is always the freaking highlight of the year. Those guys are the best. Having Caleb there was a lot of fun. Watching Caleb take 20 minutes to make a move as he kept recounting the thing. And finally we're just like, Caleb,
you only get 4 action points. Just move.
Just do it.
That's hilarious.
The new venue was fantastic.
Yeah.
It's going to be even better this year. I just literally cannot wait to see what happens in 2026. And I'm very eager to, with your help, with Aaron's help, run the Flex. I'll be able to step away from a bit because you guys get what's going on. We have Longshanks to do the work, hard work for us. It's really just about being there, telling people, hey, here's the tables you're at. Have fun. Let us know if you have any questions. And then walking around and picking, who do we think is the coolest army here right now?
Pictures, watching some dice roll.
Yeah,
totally.
So
just taking the vibes in.
For sure. So I think Adepticon is always at the top of my list. Like I said, in 2020, and I think, was it canceled just 1 year? 2020 and 2021, it got canceled.
Yeah.
It broke my heart when it was canceled because I was just like, I actually honestly enjoy it more than Christmas. For me, it was canceling Christmas.
Such a good time. It is the best family reunion you could have.
That's a good way of putting it. I really like the way you put that. All right. What are you most proud of in your hobby progress? And this is kind of goes along the line earlier in the question, but what are you most proud of in your hobby progress this year?
Yeah. Two things come to mind immediately. The first was the Shatterpoint strike teams that I did for Adepticon. So I had the Mandalorians and then I had my Imperial, just dudes, which felt like a level up, an evolution of my hobby in there. Just just bringing all the techniques and experience together in a way that I could paint these pretty fast. And honestly, looking at these models with these are like these are bad quote quote cell phone photos.
Yeah.
They look decent, but the bases, like really happy with how the bases turned out on those.
Just talk about, just for a second, cell phone cameras.
Yeah.
So I went to 49ers game on Sunday with my dad's friend Jim and his wife, who had just gone on an African safari, and they were showing us pictures they took on their cell phone from the African safari, and we're just like, my dad at one point goes, "What did you use to take these pictures?" He's like, "Oh, it's my phone."
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The fact that you go on a photo safari in Africa and what you're taking is a cell phone.
They did bring an actual camera
but
too.
It's still wild. Like
the majority of their photos were taken with a cell phone.
The best cameras, the
It's
ones
incredible.
you have with you.
It's
And
incredible.
that one's super accessible.
These are
Fits
great
in your
pictures.
pocket. Yeah. So thanks, but it's the painting that I'm more happy with than the photos.
It's okay.
Like
It's okay.
just like the tonality,
great.
the modulation, the blending. I've been doing a lot more blending. I've been mixing a lot of my own custom colors to just really make my own triads.
This is a Mandalorian themed team.
Yeah, so I have
That's
a
kinda
Mandalorian
cool.
strike team, which is all Mandalorians, and then
Yeah.
I have a Empire strike team, which is all Empire goons.
Oh yeah, here they are.
Yeah.
Those are cool. Dude, the Mandalorian ones look really cool. Because you get like a little variety of colors on the armors and stuff.
Yeah.
And that is really neat, dude. How is that game? Like, is it an enjoyable game?
It's fun, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's
I'm not super into Star Wars like I used to be.
It's the best way that people describe the game, and I completely agree, is it's Saturday morning cartoons, the game, where
Cool.
it's like, so this
Right.
this objective is on, everybody's beating each other up, nobody dies.
Right.
Which turns off some people, but it's a really fun tactical strategic approach to the game.
Yeah.
Next round flips, whoever lost gets to choose what objective is active now. So it's like, okay, this thing we really cared about here,
We don't care about it anymore.
we don't care about it. So now this is the cool thing, which really changes positioning and all that.
That's cool that the team that lost gets to choose it.
Yes,
That's pretty cool.
It makes it really really tactical, but it's fun. It's light,
Interesting.
but crunchy at the same time. Yeah.
So this,
and it's Star Wars, which I've always loved.
so you say you leveled up your hobby with these guys.
Yeah, just
Was it because it was a smallish kind of set again? that you
similar.
talked
Like
about?
yeah, I mean, this is essentially like two war bands worth of models that I was
Yeah.
able to just like put a little bit more
These
time
look
into,
great.
push it further. And I would say I don't have photos in here yet because I need to finish the final oil wash and some blood effects on the Trench Crusade. I would say Trench Crusade for me
Even
took this and
escalate
pushed it
that.
even to another.
Oh, I'm
level.
really eager to see those.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Especially the Court of the Seven warband that I'm hopefully wrapping up tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah. So those two would be the Shatterpoint strike teams and then the Trench Crusade warbands. Just that even the wartime stuff, like again, small warband, like
Took nothing.
from Shatterpoint to Mordheim to Trench Crusade, like I can see the evolution in those three
Interesting.
things, and
That's
I'm
cool.
very happy with all three of those. So
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, for me, I looked at a lot of things and I talked about a bunch of these already. Now I'm actually changing my answer. I talked about Vastra the Arcaphane, which I think just came out great. It was neat seeing. I don't do a lot of conversion work, and this was one that I just didn't like his legs in the other model, and I was like, it would be cool as if he had this, and
He's got so much more presence now.
kind of
in your
combined.
version.
I think so. The Imperial fists I did with the oil wash, like seeing that all come together, they look fantastic at the end. I talked about Gazgul for Aaron, but I think as I look at this, the thing that I was the most proud of was doing Shell's nails
The lightning,
with the lightning bolts, so they matched her Night Lords.
Yes.
When she went to Adepticon, and the funny
They
thing
look so good.
The funny thing about that was like she got the purple put on her nails. Like she showed, okay, we want this color purple. Okay. By her,
Did they color match with a? Did she take a model? To
I don't
like color
think
match?
so. I don't remember if she did or
Take a
not.
bottle.
She did. She's nodding. She did.
Take a model or a pot, a paint pot. Oh,
She took a model.
Fantastic.
Okay.
That's even better.
So
Yeah.
they were apparently really surprised at the model. Like, okay. So then they did her nails, but they didn't seal them.
Yeah.
She drove home, and they were like, "Are you sure? Like, should we give you paint?" She's like, "No, he has the paint. We can do this." Blah blah blah. She came here and she sat there, and I airbrushed each of the nails with the lightning stuff and painted on the lightning stuff, and then she went back and then had it sealed.
Yeah.
And then, when she went back, Shell, come over here to the microphone for a minute. So when she went back to the store, and started showing them like, oh, here's the nails that were done. What did the Tina, your nail gal, what did she have to say to you? She was totally impressed with you. Oh, hold on. There you go. Say it again.
She was very impressed with your lightning job.
Yeah.
She was like, "Oh, your husband did this? Wow, that's really good."
I don't think she expected
What did he use?
Yeah.
His paint from his models. Oh, what kind of airbrush? I don't know.
The kind that pushes air through it.
She was impressed.
Yeah. I think of all the hobby things I did because it was so outside of the norm.
Yeah.
Right? It was like, and you came up with the idea, honey. You were like, I wish my nails good, man. Do you think you could airbrush? Yeah.
Well, I thought about it.
I
I said, I wonder if Tina could do these lightning bolts.
Yeah.
I wonder if I could go and she could put these on.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. And then I don't know. It popped in my head. I'm like, what if she paints my nails and then you put the bolts on?
Yeah. And then we
with
see
the airbrush.
Yeah.
You were like, well, I don't know if the paint will stick to the nail.
Yeah,
polish.
I didn't know if it would, but I said, we're willing to try.
Great.
And it worked great. Like it came out.
They look fantastic.
By the time we were done, it was like, oh.
Or seeing you guys at like 6 a.m. at the airport, the first thing that I see are the nails because they have so much presence.
Because I was walking to the airport with my hands in front of me,
There's
waving
like 18 people with KR multi-case backpacks and then lightning nails.
We probably showed them to everybody. We're like, oh, look at her nails. Yeah. So I have to say,
They were awesome. Yeah,
that was
that's a good
probably
call.
all right. Well,
Yeah.
thanks for jumping in on your nails. So yeah, that's the one I'm gonna call as my hobby highlight of the year. Okay. I don't know why she's laughing. It's a real thing. Okay. What by the way, that laugh is when I knew I was in love with my wife. Like we were playing a video game. I don't know if I've shared this. We were playing Mario Kart when I lived with a bunch of guys at this place we called the Crack House.
Yeah.
Because it was Carl, Roger, Andrew, and Kentaro that all lived at the house. So it's spelled
okay.
crack. So we called it the Crack House.
Not what I was expecting.
No.
No.
And Shell, I had started dating Shell, and she came over, and we were playing on Roger's big TV, and we were playing Mario Kart, and she's playing, and I'm like, I come in, I go, what are you doing? And she goes, what are you talking about? I'm winning. I'm like, you're not winning. You're the bottom right corner. And she was like driving into the wall repeatedly. And she starts laughing like that. I was like, I think I like this girl. So anyway, okay, Warhammer 40K release of the year.
Yeah.
Mine was the Space Wolves army set with Wolfguard battle leaders and the Wolf Priest model. Then you have Logan Grimnar, Njal Stormcaller, Arjak Rockfist, the Wolfguard Terminators.
All the new Space Wolves are phenomenal.
When the Space Wolves originally came out in plastic, I remember this distinctly because they were the first army in the quote unquote new plastics. This is like back
5th
early.
edition.
Yeah. The 5th, 4th, maybe. It was 4th, early 5th, whenever that was. And I remember seeing those and going, oh my God, they've really elevated. Like, these are amazing.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I wish I played Space Wolves and not, regular Space Marines. And these look really cool. And then they did the Blood Angels, and you're like, whoa,
Yeah.
like they are really getting good. And then you see this now, which is, again, technology's advanced significantly since then. And you just look at these models and you go, oh my God. Like some of the artistic decisions they've made are fantastic in these units. The way they stand, Arjak with his, is he the one throwing the hammer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The old Arjak was one of my favorite models, and the new one is even better.
And look, I mean, when Typhus was one of my favorite models of all time. When they redid Typhus, I was like, oh, okay. Look, as Dan said, look, I have a scythe. I'm like, oh, okay. I was kind of let down.
Totally
like,
reminds me of Zelda. Like,
just his pose wasn't
scythe
as
out of the
intimidating. It wasn't as cool. But Arjak looks great. Grimnar looks freaking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, I think the only one I'm kind of down is Njal. Like, because the original Njal, not the original, but the one before this one, I really, really dug that model.
he's not a Terminator anymore, right?
No,
he's just,
I don't think he's
Sorry,
but still cool model. I mean, he still looks good. But in general, like every model in that collection, I think looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
And there have been so many times I've come so close to pulling the trigger on Space Wolves and just decided not to do it. And now that Travis is doing it, I definitely won't do it.
Yeah.
But I like watching vicariously through him.
Almost painted a Space Wolf army
So many
several
times.
times.
So many times. Like a lot of people think they're goofy and like too wolf themed. I love it. I love the whole Viking kind of vibe. I dig it. I like the whole thing. So that's for me, I think, probably the release of the year.
Nice. Yeah. Now I actually feel better about this choice because I changed to Undead before. But the Eldar releases this year for me have absolutely
long overdue, needed.
Long overdue. Not that there's a huge evolution in like the aesthetics of the kits, but the kits are amazing. The spirit's still there. They were so good off the get go that they continue to deliver. But the technology and the poses and the options that you have now, like you have had like helmetless or open helmeted options of everything, so they're covering the. I almost said Iandan basis, but why am I blanking on the name of the new faction of Eldar?
Oh, not Ynnari?
Ynnari. Yeah. So like they go in battle without helmets because they want to die faster because they think the more Eldar that die now are gonna like resurrect the Eldar gods. So there's model kit options that reflect that. So if you're playing that flavor of Eldar, you've got options in the kit now. Or if you just want to paint some elf faces and like hair and things like that, they're in there. The mold lines are non-existent. Like these are such clean models.
It's also a new
it's new technology
and a new mold,
fresh mold, right? Because it's brand new kit, super fresh mold. But it just delivers.
I think it delivers on multiple.
Jess Goodwin did it all right 30 years ago, and
the spirit of Jess Goodwin continues.
Right. Yeah,
I think it's phenomenal.
They put Jess Goodwin in a spirit stone and had him redesign these new ones, and it's crushing. So yeah,
really wish I could use those. What are the not shadow spears?
Shadow specters.
Shadow specters.
Yeah.
Man, I love those models so
They're
much,
good.
and we haven't painted up, and they look so great.
They're in Legends.
They're in Legends.
Yeah.
You can use them.
Still good.
Yeah. All right. Specialist games release of the year. This is kind of your territory for the most part. Like you are a specialist games guru.
Which was actually kind of a slow year for specialist games.
Yeah. Was it? I mean, there weren't like new specialist games per se, but there was a lot of releases.
So the thing that probably actually takes the cake, that was last year.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, the Necromunda Spires, I think, is what I picked last year because they came out right at the end of last year. All the Hive Primus stuff for Necromunda probably actually takes the cake for me for this. What I did pick, and I think what I'll land on, are the Necromunda Enforcers, largely because I have so many Enforcers already, but also the new Psychic, the two Psychic Enforcers for Necromunda. Like, I absolutely love those models. I love the magic and psychic nature of fantasy or sci-fi.
Same.
So having that,
that's why I like Thousand Suns and Sorcerers.
Same. Part of why I've always liked Eldar, and part of why I've also played Thousand Suns for Legions Imperialis. That something about those kits just really rounds out that whole line for me and gives me so many more options than it used to have. With new weapons kits, the new book really changes how you can play and build that army. So like for me, I think that's the one I'm going to get the most use out of. So that's why I picked it. But like all the Legions Imperial stuff is incredible. Yeah. All the other Necromunda stuff is incredible, especially the new Hive Secundus stuff. Sorry, I said.
I'm glad you picked one.
Yeah, no, I'm going to pick all of them.
All right. For me, I chose the Necromunda Tribes of the Wastelands release.
Yeah.
With the Shadar Hunters and the Anthromite Spine Worms. Yeah. Like, I really dig like the whole aesthetic of the Ash Waste Nomads and stuff. And I just think it's super cool. I have, a basic unit of them painted up. I have some of the Forge World stuff for them. If we do Ash Waste stuff, I'll probably think about playing them. Or, the thing is, I have more Goliath stuff, but I'd still have to paint up bikes with Goliaths on them.
So that whole 3 suitcases worth of desert terrain that I printed up for Westromunda, turns out
usable right there,
ready for Ash Waste.
Yeah, the one thing, I love the habitats. Kits for the Ash Waste stuff.
I've got them all.
Man,
I have them.
That's a lot of pricey terrain to buy.
I already have them. Yeah. That's part of I have a ton of terrain that needs to happen this year.
So we need to.
That's part of it.
Make this happen. Yeah. We need to do a weekend. We really do need to do, and that'll kick me into high gear for getting the vehicle and other stuff added because I would love to do that. I've been looking through the what's the Arinthian succession stuff? Arathian succession stuff. We're going to do some coverage of that because
it's a cool
story is cool and what it's doing is cool. But I was looking at the pictures in the books. I'm like, oh my God, this looks amazingly fun.
Yeah.
Super fun. So that took it for me for the specialist game stuff. I'm not a Blood Bowl player. I know Blood Bowl, the new Blood Bowl edition got released, and I was just like, okay, I don't play Blood Bowl as it is, so I'm probably not going to play that. So that's fine.
Yep.
And then I wanted to deviate a little bit. You probably already touched on this, which was what was your Age of Sigmar or Old World release of the year?
Yeah.
I knew what Adon was going to pick here. I left. We'll come back to Adon again. But for me, I chose, and we kind of touched on this, the Soul Blight Gravelords, the Death Rattle set.
Yeah. That's all the grave.
All those skeletons are just so cool looking. They're just so freaking cool looking, man. I like. In one half, like if I were playing like Dungeons and Dragons in person and stuff, I would buy that kit because just for the undead skeletons, I'm just not gonna play this. I want to buy it because I want to play. What's funny is I was talking to you guys. Like, what's crazy is this is how susceptible to marketing I am. Like the way, even that they're repackages, the way that they have packaged the old world stuff is really nice aesthetically.
Blue and gold.
Looking. It looks great. Just like,
it does.
And I'm just like, maybe I'll just pick up and I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm not going to play this stuff. And Tom finally talked me down from, he's like, I got armies. You can play one of mine. I'm like, oh, great. Like, that's what I'll do. I'll just play.
You'll play it eventually.
And I'll just play Tom's army.
If somebody makes a weekend, like it has to, there has to be the impetus for it. Yeah. Just because we have so many games and we have such robust collections already.
This is why I think I don't buy as much as I used to now, because I'm just like, I have armies that I bought all this stuff and I never play it. I'm like, okay, it's time to unload this.
I'm not going to say never, but like I'm done buying armies, but warbands, skirmish level, like
I'm probably, never say never. I'm probably done buying new armies, but I'm going to add to the armies I have.
Absolutely. Yeah.
For sure. But there's one army they could come out with that I would definitely be like, all right, well, I'm going to have to get rid of something and buy this army, which is if they added like a new race to 40K and it happened to be like lizardmen in space. I'm like, well, I'm buying that.
Oh, they're bringing them back.
That would be amazing. I don't know that it'll ever happen, but I mean, it would be cool if that was something that actually happened. Like, I would be all about that. Like, I love, if there's one other thing I like other than undead, it's lizardmen. So like,
they're in the lore.
Yeah. Well, I'll believe it when I see it. I doubt they're going to do it.
They're in the old lore.
What about you?
Yep. So the one specific thing I didn't mention about the undead release earlier was Prince Vordre, the Lord of the Crimson Keep, which
is the dragon,
the zombie dragon, the Revenant Draconith.
Got our choice last episode. Yeah,
that model is incredible. I also bought that model because I have the Soul Blight Gravelords. That was going to be the crown achievement of my 2,000 point list. And then I didn't have enough time to paint that model to the justice that it deserves. So that one is half assembled, will be painted, and as part of my just finishing stuff up, painting next year. But the model is just absolutely incredible. Yeah. I have the old model.
For me, it resonates like the Auric model of the orc on the dragon. Like that was a model that I was like, oh, I may need to buy Oryx just because I like that model. This is the same effect that model that you just described had on me.
For like even the Eldar release, being so excited because of me playing Eldar, like this model, when I saw the preview of it, I was like, oh, like that model. Like for model of the year for Age of Sigmar, there was no question in my mind. It was this model.
The other one I really dig in Age of Sigmar is I'm trying to think of the Daughters of Cain. Is that the army?
Yeah.
With the one that she has like two different models. She can be like the snake woman and then like.
Yes.
That is. Every time I see that model painted really well, I'm like, oh my God, that is stunning.
One of the Medusa types.
Yeah, it's so
I don't
good.
remember what they're called. But
so good.
Yeah.
So good. And like there are some models in that range, in the Age of Sigmar range, that just like really resonate with me. That's one. And then there's some that just don't. And it's funny because I go back to, I remember John French telling me a long time ago when Age of Sigmar was coming out, and I was like, oh, the pace of models is coming out is really fast. And he's like, just wait,
buckle up.
And he was like, here's the thing, like it's going to come out so fast, like you're not going to be able to buy all of it. It's like, it's just going to be so much. And he goes, and some of it I really like. He goes, and some of it's not for me. Yeah. He goes, but some of it's incredible. And I'm like, oh, okay. And now here we are. What's Age of Sigmar been out? 10 years now?
Yep.
So we're 10 years down the line, and I'm like, oh, I see what he was saying. You know, because there's like the
more armies.
The elf one on the giant beetle thing.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, meh, okay, cool. Somebody likes that, cool. Yeah. You know, I do like the like ocean one, the wave ones.
Yeah. The turtle. That turtle is awesome.
The turtle's a thing in my family, right? I have a giant tattoo of a turtle on my leg. You know, sea turtles are a big thing for us. So like I saw that and I was like, oh man, that is really cool. But you know, there are things that resonate with me and things that don't. And this is one, this dragon with the undead lord on it, that I was like, oh man, that's really awesome.
I'm so glad I was already playing that army that when I saw this come out, I was like, so I have the previous edition of the zombie dragon, vampire on zombie dragon. I was like,
oh, nope, the comparison. There's no comparison.
Well, that reminds me. Like,
it's if I remember the one you're talking about, it's very linear. The dragon is like almost snake-like.
There's so there's the original one, which is very much like that.
That's what I'm
metal
thinking
one,
of.
which is exactly that model. The newer one has a little bit more presence and heft to it, but the dynamics, pose, and detail, and so like the old one looks cartoony compared to this one because this one is so good. They pushed it so far.
These models are harder and harder to transport, though.
Yeah,
like they really are.
They just like, I mean, half the reason I sold my Sylvaneth army, and Don bought it, and he's moved it probably 8 times.
It's beautiful
since I sold it to him.
It's probably left the package once.
It's probably just destroyed at this point. But it was just so hard to
destroyed.
transport.
I'm sure it's in cases.
No,
it doesn't come out of those cases often.
It was just getting so hard to transport it, and like I did conversions on that, and
it was
spindly treatment, even spindlier and taller and larger, and it's like Age of Sigmar is a tricky army to transport.
Yeah, for sure. And listen, 40K is getting there too.
It's getting there.
Yeah. All right. That's it. We're going to take a break. We'll come right back. I have kind of one last thing I want to chat about, and then we'll send it off. So again, you know, we're really sorry that Don couldn't be here. We will release, I'll have a call with him or have him over when we record something else, and then we'll get his takes on 2025 because he has some interesting choices here in entries. So love to hear about that. So we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Let's close out the show with a few final thoughts here. I actually have a question for you because you hadn't been around, and then we did the whole Chaos Knights and Titan. We did the whole Titans episode.
Yep.
And I wanted to.
I've never yelled at a podcast so much.
I thought you might because I was not as familiar.
That's the carrot you dangled out there to get me back.
I tried to. In particular, how Chaos Knights are represented, or excuse me, Chaos Titans are represented in Adeptus Titanicus.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know like how far they could go. Like I know people model them out very chaosy, but like how much chaos can you infuse into these things?
Yeah. So your coverage was correct in that these chaos, the corrupted Titans, because it's not chaos at this point because we're Horus Heresy, so it's not full blown chaos.
Well, listen,
it's chaos. Don't worry, but it's not like here's your Khorne Titan, here's your Tzeentch Titan.
Right.
Like there are themes you can kind of take that way, but it's not blatantly called out as like this is dedicated to Khorne. But what they have is the corrupted Titan system in Titanicus. And you have,
I knew there were some rules, but I couldn't remember.
So it's mutation. So you have a base mutation, which every Titan has to have at least one type of mutation, a base mutation. And then there's mutation options you can add on top of that. And it's twofold. So these are special abilities that your Titan can have rather than like a Legio upgrade. You get these mutations and maybe it's like you get a breath weapon now. Like you can shoot fire out of.
But it's not like you're taking marks of chaos.
It's not marks because it's not, the gods aren't defined at that point.
Yeah.
It's kind of Anamorphous chaos, which it's definitely chaos, and they're definitely corrupted. Yet to be defined corruption. The cool thing that the corrupted Titans also bring is that they replace the machine spirit with it's an entity table. Right. So it's like a demon inside your Titan rather than a machine spirit. So it's it's a demonic element of machine spirit. Yeah. Which is a fun thing that the game actually accounts for. And it's a different table when you awaken the machine spirit in Titanicus. There's a different table called the Awakened Entity table for cool. Titanicus, which is pretty
that's super cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's super. I knew, I was like, oh, Josh would, and I think I even said in the episode, Josh would be perfect here. Like we needed him for this piece, but.
And the first one is like Titans were literally the reason that I got into miniature wargaming with my brother bringing Adeptus Titanicus home in like 1990. Yeah. And then immediately going from that to Titan Legions to Epic and all the Titans. And I've had Phantom Titans. I had Imperator Titans. Well, listen, like, yeah, man. You
go to war with the army you have, not the one you wish was here. So you weren't here. What the other thing I'll add is Don had been talking a lot about Drop Site Massacre by John French, which is a new book.
Oh yeah.
You want to check this book out. I have now listened to it. He's right. Like there was a significant Titan presence in it. Yeah. It's all my Titan Legion, the Horus Mortis. But in particular, there's like this talk of corruption and like what happens to the pilots and stuff. It's phenomenal. And like the whole scenes with I talked to John about the book. I should probably get him on for an interview because I was talking with him and our buddy Ed, and John was talking about how the way he wrote the massacre itself, like what he tried to do was picture like a camera that's like focused on this individual in the battle. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And then like he, like I'm this is hyperbole is not the right word, but like I'm making this up. This is not part of the actual thing. Maybe this guy has a las cannon and is about to fire it at a vehicle, right? And so what he would do is right as he goes to fire the las cannon, like he's killed, but he fires the las cannon, and then the camera moves to, well, here's the vehicle, and it gets struck by the las cannon, but not destroyed. And now here's the people inside the vehicle, and they're doing this. And then something happens to them. Now the camera zooms over to what happened, what caused that to happen. Yeah. And so he's moving the camera kind of around the battlefield, not so much as like, I'm now talking about this guy, now I talk about this guy, now I talk about this guy. Like he tried to have like this kind of fluid, like,
that's a really cool way to show the scale of engagement.
Yeah, and you really get and I told John, like I messaged him. We were in a chat, and I messaged him at one point. I go, John, this might be the best book you've written. Like it is really good. And the thing John has always been really good at, like there's some storytelling elements, and he listens to the show. There's some storytelling elements where I'm like, okay, I didn't really like this particular element of the way you told this. But the thing John is always been excellent at is when he describes something, like I can visualize exactly what he's describing. And the things he describes are like, oh, I wouldn't have thought to describe it that way. I remember in one of the Armin books, like Armin was like trying to summon like some demon entity and like have a conversation with it. And in order to do it, you'd think like, oh, well, you have like a pentagram on the floor and the sorcerer, this is the standard. Yeah. No. Like the pentagram had to be like in 3 dimensions. And so like Armin is using like his psychic ability to like have these candles floating in like these locations while he's doing, and I'm like, oh, I wouldn't have thought of that. That's super cool. Right. Like that's the kind of thing. And this is like the Drop Site Massacre, the entire scale of it in like that kind of detail. And you're like, oh, this is it's really good. And like, the worst part about it is like what happens.
Yeah, right.
Like, look, spoiler alert.
It ends poorly.
Spoiler ends poorly for the
poor little salamanders.
For the non chaos, and it's an ambush, right? It's called Drop Site Massacre. Yeah. And so like you're watching these heroes, and you're like, I just want them to overcome this. Like,
the band's going to make it.
Maybe they'll make it. And you're like, they're not going to make it. Like, they're not going to make it. And so there's like the aftermath of it too. And like a little bit after, what happens there. But, man, it's really good.
Yeah. Okay.
It's really good.
Definitely.
You need to check it out. You're going to love it. Yeah. And the Titan presence and Knights and Warhounds in it is fantastic. Okay. Dude. fantastic. So I highly recommend Drop Site Massacre. Maybe I can get Adon and John on, and we can have a conversation about it, because it is a fantastic book. And the funny thing is, I remember it came out and I was like, oh, well, the Horus Heresy stuff had just come out with the new Terminators, the big shouldered Saturnine. And I was like, oh, so John, is this like some marketing piece? He's like, actually, like I was writing this like before this. There are some Saturnine Terminators in it. Salamander Saturnine Terminators in particular.
It's Vulcan's pattern. He made it.
Vulcan is there, and then like his bodyguards are all wearing this armor. It's pretty epic. Nice. Like you're gonna like all aspects of this. All right. And
kicking it to the top of my queue.
Yeah, it should be. It's a fantastic book. And the other thing was, like, I was like, well, I'm not really in the mood for 30K. Like I'm kind of not in the 30K mode, and like
it's such a jump back in time too, because this is like
this is already
the beginning of the heresy.
It's sort of near the beginning of it, right? And so as I read it, I was like, okay, and I start off, and then I was like immediately sucked in, and then I'm like, oh boy, okay, here we go, and then I'm sitting there going, maybe I should make a 30K army. I'm like, no.
Just start with a Zone Mortalis force.
Get out. You get wrecked. Okay. All right. Well, with that, I really wish you had been here for the Titans episode. Like, we had a lot of fun recording it, but I think you would have added a lot of flavor to it. So, anyway.
Next time.
In 10 years when we come back to Titans again. Yeah. Okay. So, final thoughts here. It was thank you for joining. Don, I'm sorry for this mix up. Whatever happened. We'll get your thoughts on 2025 and put them in a Patreon, and then he'll probably be here for the next episode.
Put him in a book of Gretches.
But we will get the three of us together very soon.
Yeah.
You can leave us reviews on iTunes or whatever your podcast app of choices. You can leave us reviews or ratings, please. We really do appreciate it. Helps the show get seen. Also, be aware, like, these episodes also get posted automatically onto YouTube. So if you want to go through YouTube to get your
get your paint on while YouTube will just cue it up for you.
I mean, there's no video on it anymore. Is too much effort for the reward that we were getting there. But
some special circumstances.
Occasionally we'll probably do something. Yes, but they are up there and they're in order, and they get released when the episode gets released. So you can leave us reviews there, like them there as well. We would appreciate that level of engagement.
Leave us some voicemails on the independentcharacters.com.
Yeah.
To hear your thoughts. You
heard one today. Yeah. That was a great idea.
Yeah.
Love it. Spencer's idea was a fantastic one. You can leave us a message if you have some comments on what your favorite things of 2025 were. What was your favorite release or your favorite model, or what was your favorite gaming moment? Leave us a message.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be
we'd
great,
love to
great
include
to share
that stuff.
Some highlights.
We obviously still have a Facebook page. We have a Discord that we use. I'm more in Discord now than I am on the Facebook page. Like, I bounce back and forth. I've kind of moved away from Facebook in general, but occasionally that is the one thing that keeps me on Facebook.
I found myself missing the independent characters community on Facebook specifically. So I've been slightly more active there, but I completely had to
That is the only thing I'm doing on Facebook, really. And then the Discord, I'm engaged regularly on the Discord stuff, and I'm watching the conversations.
Yeah, there's so much now. It's hard for me to keep up.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of have to pick the channels that I'm going to focus on. Those are the channels I focus on. And then we have a Patreon. If you're interested in additional content and information, you can join us there. We are going to be starting a series about various role-playing games as well. Amongst many of us, we have tons of different role-playing games that we have either never gotten to the table, but we have these massive collections.
I've played some really fun ones recently.
Yeah, and I'm actually starting an in-person fairly regular game of this game called Coriolis, the Third Horizon. There's a new version of it out there, but I still want to play the Third Horizon, which predates the new version. Like, the new version takes the timeline further on, but there's a lot of content for this one, and so Steve and Jamie and probably one or two other people are going to join me with that, and I think I'll run it every 2 weeks or so. We'll figure out if we meet at Game Castle or here or wherever, but it's a fantastic system, and I want to talk a little bit about that.
Nice.
We're going to get Travis on, Tom on. We're going to talk about different games, and we'll go kind of one by one. Like Travis ran Blade Runner for us at one point, which was fantastic. Like what a system, and really captured the theme of Blade Runner in a really unique way, and I really, really appreciate it. So we'll be starting that series very soon. Travis and I are going to meet for the first one of those. And Adon needs to come on so we can talk about the end of the F1 season. So it was a fantastic finale, and I have a lot of thoughts. So until next time, this is Carl.
This is Josh.
And we're coming to you from the Astronomicon, where it's a new year and the cycle starts all over again.
Nice. Yeah, it does. And where the commitments are made up and the points don't matter.
All right. Well, the points kind of matter. They didn't in Age of Sigmar originally, but now they kind of matter.
Free vindicators.
All
Points
right.
don't matter.
All right. We'll catch you next time. This episode of The Independent Characters is protected by the Creative Commons license. If you have further questions as to its use, you can find information on the front page at theindependentcharacters.com.